That seems
On point.
Alright, you guys there? Ready?
Nope.
My bed's.
Yeah.
Nope.
I am not present. Girlfriend's gonna show up in about... Well, no, she'll be gone for another hour, so should be good.
Damn, this game got complicated.
What game?
Gwent, it got complicated. Like
Oh yeah, they added a couple of new
free game.
new shits to it. All right. So I did the thing. I clicked the record. I created the account.
Hit all of the buttons.
Hold on.
DB Squad Pod. Yeah, my shit's almost ready. View my site. Ooh. Looks like shit. Alright. Solid. Yeah, alright. I know how to do the whole WordPress thing. Go away. Stop it. Stop it. I just need to find the RSS feed. Yeah, I did actually click record. So, like, this shit has been recorded.
Oh, that's good. Didn't run my mouth too bad then.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of the point, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but I figured we would do an actual, like, hey, welcome to the Bomb Squad. Like, you know.
How much cheese can I spew out right away?
Alright, so, before we actually do this shit, though, let me just go over the fucking topic list again. Where was it? Oh, I did it on Facebook, didn't I? Solid. I'll have to change that for future. If you look at the notes on the Facebook chat, we,
The points of interest for today's discussion.
Alright, I figured we could do probably Destiny 2 near the end, maybe.
Okay.
Sure.
Because I feel like, well,
It's a
that's
poppin'
like
topic
the
right
biggest
now.
shit, and that'll probably take up a lot of shit. I don't know.
We could do Destiny first. Destiny's not bad.
Alright, we could, yeah, I mean, I guess that's also the hot topic, so people are into that shit. But, alright, should we try this? See what goes down?
Let's get it.
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Josh,
My pants are off. I don't have any booze, but that'll change in a minute.
My man said his pants are off, and he doesn't have any booze, but that will change. He is calling Marty right now.
She's working tonight.
Alright. Well, welcome to the Dimeridian Bomb Squad. I'm your host, Kapil, joined by Josh Hall and Cottrell ID Faison. Say hi, guys. Awesome.
We're both waiting for one another. What's up, Josh?
Yeah. So what's the first topic that we you wanna discuss?
Alright, well, I figure we'll get talk about that elephant in the room that is Destiny. That is obviously taking over the gaming sphere, if you will.
Not unexpectedly either.
Not
They're
unexpectedly, not at all.
I mean, the live action trailers between the news, the updates on Twitter that they would have every time people ask questions. Like they kind of had it like by the balls, like the media. and it's to my surprise, it's actually pretty good because the first game kind of drove me nuts.
The first one burned
So,
me. I think it burned a lot of
yeah,
people for
yeah.
sure.
I agree with that, but and even in the first one, they dumped a ton of money into their marketing and their support, and on top of that, their team grew and grew and grew. Once I think it was the Diablo team came in and fixed their shit, and suddenly Destiny became much more entertaining to play. So,
Which is interesting because like now they're teaming up with Blizzard again for their PC, at least the network, just the network stuff for it. Because
How
I mean,
does
it's
that work
Blizzard.
exactly?
You can't go wrong with Blizzard. They're industry giants. You know, as far as networking goes, like they've been running that since what, Diablo?
what do you
Oh
mean? How
no,
does it work?
what came out before
Like
that?
how
Warcraft,
Blizzard,
Starcraft.
yeah, StarCraft, yeah, and why did like how does that like do they just handle the network?
No, Activision owns both.
Okay,
So Blizzard being their cash cow, now and at least I thought doesn't Activision own both of them? Don't they own Bungie?
Activision? Nah, do they?
Or who?
Activision?
I'm gonna go check.
I'm a bring up the
Um,
Google.
um,
Activision.
but yeah, they from in the first year of Destiny 1 was pretty hard, and it was like a lot of loot. A lot of one of the biggest things was getting engrams in order to increase your light level, and then encryptor or whatever his name was would not give you what you needed, and then they adjusted that so that people could get the item. Like if they had a blue engram, they wouldn't just get a lesser engram because that was actually a thing. Like if you rolled an engram, you would actually get weaker
Lesser,
one
yeah.
instead of
I remember
yeah.
getting burned
And
a couple of times. I remember, didn't it give you like if you were playing a hunter, you would still for some reason get like warlock gear,
yep,
which is like
you
I don't know
if
about you. I don't like. I'm not a big guy that has like multiple characters.
yeah, I
Just
stick
I
with
kind of
one.
only do one at a time, and that was a huge like turn off for me.
Getting because if it was an exotic or if it was a legendary, you would risk the chance of if you got a purple, which is like legendary or yellow exotic, sometimes it would give that exotic or engram to like a class that you don't have.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Doesn't
That's
yeah,
fucking.
that was awful. Then year two they fixed that.
Which was that? That was House of Wolves expansion.
Has it been 3 years for Destiny?
It's 2014. 2014, yeah.
Three for year two. Yeah, the year two they fixed that. A lot of that issue they had new raids, more that was the House of Wolves, and then they had like they changed introduced the like light level, like the big light level, like is arrogant involved with getting your light level high enough. I think they added new modes.
They did. I know they added like the trials mode. They had what was that? They had like it was like some sort of like horde wave type. Whatchamacallit with the
But that
House of
was
Wolves.
House of Wolves.
Yeah,
Was that what it was just called? House of Wolves.
that
It
was
was
the
Prison of Elders.
expansion.
It was called.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah,
play a
Prison of
lot of
Elders. It was
Destiny
called.
1. I tried like well no, but that was the thing. It was like for me like it's like oh Bungie is coming up with this new sci-fi shooter. Like they are responsible whether or not you enjoy the games like first person shooters today wouldn't be where they are without Bungie and what they did for the Halo series, you know, like online first person shooting gaming was forever changed because of that. Like
Huh.
and with Halo it was like yo that world, that universe, that campaign, the story, like everything about it was just awesome. And
Insane
like now they're
combat was pretty
doing
good too.
Destiny, so like I was so pumped, and then like the campaign wasn't there, and then at the end it was just this endless grind with little rewards because like we were saying, you know, I'm playing a hunter but I'm getting warlock shit. And then it
And
didn't
that's
fucking
crazy.
change until House of
Mhm.
Wolves came out, and then finally by Taken King, they started to hit their stride. But at that point, like, I was just so over it. Like, I didn't want to hop back in.
Well, for me, it was so. So that's the one thing that in my opinion, Destiny's had from the jump. Their gameplay's been on point. The animation, the fighting, it's been just superb, and only got better as time went on. And there's a marked point in the game's life where it got significantly better. It wasn't just a gradual uprising. It was a gradual uprising and then a spike straight up to an actual quality program that I wanted to play for a while. And that's when a lot of the Diablo 3 dev team, I guess they were brought in to consult on a bunch of stuff, and they fixed a bunch of their shit, from my understanding. Also, to correct previously, Activision does not own them. It's their Microsoft Game Studios owns Bungie, and Activision owns Blizzard, and it's just a partnership because of whatever reason, Blizzard and Activision have a global hold on a large portion of the market, and I guess they may have not had a good deal with Valve and Steam. Who knows? Whatever. Either way, it's on the Blizzard launcher. But as it got better and better, I don't know. I could never really get myself into it like you did.
I mean, it's hard to get into when you don't. It's hard to get into because they didn't have matchmaking
that
feature. They
pissed me off.
They had quests like Nightfalls. They had raids, and the only way you would be able to build a team was by like getting on Reddit or a website that fans had made to make a group. Like, it took a lot of effort just to be a community, which they also fixed in Destiny 2. They fixed that. Like,
and that's the biggest thing was like they advertised this whole game about joining up with other people and saving the world, whatever, classic sci-fi. But then it felt like they went out of their way to make it hard to do that.
It wasn't out of their way. That was the lack of development time and forethought. Like, that was just functionality that wasn't implemented or designed.
But where
a big part of that also was because they didn't want people aware of like the toxic trash talk that people would dish out on people.
Currently infecting Overwatch to a heavy degree.
Right, yeah.
Ooh,
like, that's affecting Overwatch. That affects a lot of games.
Definitely later. But I bet, the toxicity is a big thing. But
that's what they got into.
What has Destiny 2 done right as opposed to the first one? Now, Josh, I know you haven't had a lot of time with it, but I know Cottrell and I have been putting in a little bit of work.
Yeah, so Kapil, if I had to say, Kapil would be a lot further in than I am. I'm at that rounds where I played it, and then Josh doesn't need as much.
Is that my mic?
I actually haven't played it once. I don't own it yet.
Oh, I thought you played the beta a little bit. No,
I was in it. I was given a key to even their closed one because Tony works at Bungie, a buddy of mine that I used to work with, and he gave me a key, and I never fucking used it because I work 80 hours a week.
So you have a key to Destiny 2, but you haven't used it?
I don't know if it was for the beta.
Yeah, that's all right then. That's good because we're at different levels of understanding, so we can all talk about that then.
Well,
we've got two knowledgeable people, and then me, the drooling guy licking the lights on.
So I'm the guy coming from who tried the first one, was disappointed, but I was like, let me try it again, and let me tell you, most of my, if not all of my issues with the first game have been addressed. Number one, campaign. In this one, it's like almost everything you do has to do with the story. Mm-hmm. Like, the campaign itself is just, it's good. It starts off how it needed to. It was flashy, it was loud, it was action-packed, and it was fast. It was just like, it dumps you in, shit's going down, do it. And then, not to spoil anything, but as soon as you finish the first level of the campaign, you get to the second part, and all of a sudden it comes to this grinding halt, and you do this really slow part, and the music is just gorgeous, the set pieces are gorgeous, and it all comes together, and that it really puts you in the world. A lot of people had issues. They were like, oh, I spent all this time with my guardian, all this. It's like, now I gotta ditch it all and I gotta reinvest in this one. But I think they do a good job right out of the gate, getting you invested in your character. The matchmaking, they got matchmaking for pretty much everything. Like I said, all of the side quests and stuff now, it all has story and lore associated with it. It's not just doing shit just to do it. Like it doesn't feel like a lot of it was padding, and I think
So,
yeah. What?
Cottrell, did you have the same experience as Capil, where it was just a marked increase in quality and entertainment and grip?
Think yeah, I did actually. I would also add that one of the things that really drove me nuts about the game was getting like a new weapon that I'd like enjoy and all that stuff. Like it's shoot and loot, a lot like Borderlands 2. But imagine having a shoot and loot game where you can get like new items and new weapons and stuff, but you had to grind that weapon's experience points in order to unlock. It's awful.
Yeah.
Now in this one, you when you get a new gun, all of the features and like adjustments and all that stuff to the gun would be added to it. So now I can change the scope of my gun. I could give
Oh,
up
that's
stability
right. I
for increased
forgot.
range.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Exotics would have
You did have to
wouldn't
grind that
have
in the
any
first
kind
one.
of tier. Yeah, exotics wouldn't have any kind of. They would just be a line of it's to the gun that were fully unlocked, available to use, and that was something I really enjoyed. Like I being an exotic was cool and all, but like having an exotic like the truth that's a rocket launcher and you can't use that as much as you'd like to, but you had to grind that out just to unlock all the cool stuff about it. That was frustrating.
No,
It doesn't feel
I
as
don't know.
grindy.
Was it in the first game, Control? Like in this game, so like if I like a weapon, but I get something better, but I don't like that one as much, like I can dismantle it and then use the legendary shards or whatever to
Wouldn't
infuse
feel
it.
like yeah, and it wouldn't yeah, you can infuse your weapons now. That was introduced late in Destiny 1, but
Okay.
now you can infuse them now to get better weapons. That's only for legendary weapons and exotic weapons, but that's
Which
because you want to
honestly,
have
it
legendary.
didn't really bother me though, because at this point, like Josh, like after you hit 20 and you get your light level starts getting higher, like I get plenty of legendary drops. Like I don't
Hmm.
feel like I'm not getting good drops.
Drop rate, they're not they're not afraid anymore of whether or not people are going to keep playing without having to grind for what they want. I mean, there's still a slow thing where you're trying to grind, but that's just part of the game. It
Yeah,
just
there
doesn't
always has to
feel
be a
less.
long-term goal.
There
Yeah.
is like, and so far the grind hasn't felt overly difficult, which was a big problem for me in not only the first Destiny, but like a lot of loot-based games. You know, you get to that kind of that like end game plateau where it's just hard to keep going. You know.
They don't have that anymore. A lot of it's fun because you don't have to grind. But you grind now for the right reasons. You grind for loot, not you don't grind anymore just to increase your gear, increase your weapons, unlock your weapons, and then you got to upgrade your new subclass. Like now subclasses you get points. Now when you level up, you just get 1 point for per upgrade or by doing missions, and you can use that 1 point to unlock another ability. You don't have to
Hmm.
grind it out and like there's no bars anymore. There aren't any bars anymore other than like your level up meter.
Yeah, and you don't have
Um,
to. You don't even have to use your other. There's three subclasses in the game. You don't even have to use all three. I used the class you start off with in the game up until like level, I don't know, maybe 200 or something. And then the
yeah, that
only
would.
thing that made me switch over to one of the other subclasses was I got this dope exotic helmet that like added a major buff to the other subclass. I was like, well, guess I'll try this out now. And
Yeah,
you know, I'm switching kind of back and forth depending on what situation I'm going in. Like there's one strike, like the Nightfall strike did this rotating damage thing, so I knew if I switched over to the other one, I could deal massive damage. But if unless I was doing that, then I went back to the Arc Strider, and like I don't know, I just thought that was interesting.
because and instead of having to force you to grind, you can actually increase your chances of getting better stuff faster by actually changing subclasses based on the like so they'll give you every strike playlist or like crucible playlist or whatever. They'll give you a certain criteria. They're like, oh, if you play as an arc strider and you get a bunch of these you kill a bunch of people with grenades
Oh,
using
it
the
was like
arc
yeah,
class.
they call them
Yeah,
challenges in this game. But what's
yeah.
cool about that is it's not for just you. It's for the whole squad. Because I've completed a challenge, even though I didn't do it, but because somebody in my squad was an Arc Strider and took out, whatever the criteria was, I still got credit for completing that.
You know that now I'm not going to be so worried about trying to. Oh, no wonder they were so general. Like,
Yeah.
oh, just get them with a void grenade. Like do this or hit them with this or okay, that makes
Because
sense.
dude, I had one where it was 2 hunter um challenges, but they were for 2 different subclasses. One of them was you have to tether a certain amount of enemies with your void class, and then the other one was eliminate somebody using the solar class or whatever. But I was like, if
Mhm.
I'm a hunter, like I can't do both of those. Like that doesn't make. But that's what it was. I had another hunter in there who completed one of them, and I completed the other one.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah, I didn't know that. Now I know that. I
Yeah.
might just hop
So
back
like if
on
you
that.
go in, like if you know what the challenges are beforehand, you could kind of coordinate with your fire team and like kind of handle that. And like what we were going back to what we were saying about the grind was because they have so many side quests. They call them adventures in this game, but there's so many of them. And then on top of that, after you complete the campaign, every I guess planet or whatever you want to call it gets another like post campaign quest line that
Mhm.
leads to another piece of exotic wet gear or weapon or whatever. Like there's this. I sent you an article. I don't know if you saw that Rat King shit, Josh. Um, it's this like
Uh,
exotic pistol that by itself it's formidable for sure, but it's not the best pistol. But the catch is if your whole fire team, like the more people in your fire team or your raid team using it, the more damage it stacks.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. There's like a lot of the new exotics now are a lot more
Team oriented.
yeah, like it's pretty like some of them are team oriented, some of them are just solo oriented, but now there's a lot more personality to the guns that they have. Like they don't just how they're actually unique in function now. It's really cool. I'm liking how this is going. I wish I was high enough for the raid.
I
Opinion on
like
that.
I'm 268. I have PlayStation Destiny open on my second monitor here, and I'm 268, and I think the minimum for the raid is 260, I believe. But you know what? Like I haven't attempted it yet because I don't have. I was just on vacation, so I'm like I don't have 6 hours to fuck it. But like whatever. But the Nightfall strike, you minimum they require like you can only attempt it if you're at least level 230. Said recommended level 240. Um, I found it a struggle at 240, and then I went back and I attempted it at like 260 something, and it still took me and my squad about 3 tries to do it. So, and that's just the Nightfall strike. That only takes I don't know 30 minutes or so. That's not even talking about a 6 hour raid.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
can't you break off on that raid and come back to it?
I don't know.
No, you can.
Can you, Control?
You cannot. You can't break a raid. You break a raid. If the whole squad leaves a raid, you gotta start back from the beginning.
Oh God!
Somebody
Wouldn't
can
do
leave and
that.
then jump back in. Like if someone said, "Oh, I gotta change classes" or something like that, they can do that. I think they were able to do that. I know I had friends that did that on a raid that we did, like WoW raids in Destiny. Like they will take a long period of time to get through it. Sometimes by sheer difficulty, sometimes by the length of it. I remember Volta Glass. That's what we did.
Mhm.
Volta Glass. Start the first one, getting into the entrance, and you had to fight one big ass boss. I forgot his name. I think it's not the gatekeeper, but it was some crazy name, and like you had to gun him down. Then like as you're shooting him, once you get to a certain point, he starts he starts generating enough energy to erase you guys from time.
Yeah.
Crazy
I
things
ain't gonna lie,
during
that
the
actually
boss fight.
sounds pretty dope. But
I
I
actually have a
didn't
big
do
issue.
any endgame stuff for the first one.
Continue,
Which
Control. What were
is
you saying?
sweet. That's a testament to this one, is because not only does it grab me from the beginning, I'm still playing it. I've been playing it all this week, even though I was on vacation, and I'm doing endgame shit. Whether or not it's with my squad, I can team up with other people and do matchmaking, and I'm doing this endgame shit, which I just love that they realized that, like, their error from the first one.
Did you say, Josh?
Huh?
Did you say?
Oh, um, so I actually have a problem with raid times like that in Destiny. That's a big turnoff on my end.
6 hours.
Yeah, I'm kind of with Josh on that though. Like 6 hours.
So here's the problem, and it's I know Destiny's going for that massive multiplayer grip and a bunch of other shit revolving around that. But for example, I stopped playing WoW a few weeks ago, but I've done the up-to-date content, and the guild that I played with, we were cutting-edge raiders. We're in the top echelon on our server, and we've been doing the endgame mythic content, the hardest content in WoW currently, which is to date the hardest on the planet. Killed Jaden, for example, the final raid boss currently, 52 guilds on the planet, and it's been out for have killed him. 52 guilds, the entire planet. Was it 0.15% of people have killed this content. It's incredible, and we're not even close. But that raid right there, a heroic version of that, one step down from the hardest, we can get through it in an hour and a half too. And that's a 20-person MMO World of Warcraft raid. And we can stop midway through and come back later and pick it up. Like, that's almost something expected now. Yeah. That's my problem. Like, I expect to be able to do something like that, especially in something that's a shooter, that's a run and gun, you know?
And that's
So it shouldn't have that kind of thing.
See,
yeah,
I'm
I
with
agree.
you. Like, I understand that Bungie wants to appeal to like the hardcore gamer MMO, like that crowd. That's what they do.
But
do
it doesn't
raids,
exist
all
anymore.
that.
That's the thing.
But that doesn't mean that regular people can't, like, that, like, they don't want to do that. It's like we still want to do that, but like I also, I work, 10-hour days, 12-hour days,
Yeah.
and then what, I'm supposed to come home and then like it's not so much just the 6 hours thing, but the fact that you can't like checkpoint or whatever and like leave and like come back, like that kills me.
At home after work, you gotta kiss your girlfriend goodnight, even though it's 6 o'clock in the morning. I mean, 6 o'clock in the
I
afternoon.
mean, I kiss my dog, but yeah, sure.
And then and then just go, all right, good night. You won't see me for like until 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
Well, that's part of the
yeah.
reason I stopped playing WoW heavily or at all on the rating scene. Is I work 80 hours a week now. Like I have 2 full-time jobs at the moment.
At all.
And
that's rough.
it's awful. I'm done at 6 at my office, come home from 7 to 10, hang out with the girl, cook food that I need to for the next day, and then go fucking work from 10 to 2. Get up at 8 and do it all over again.
Yeah.
So I don't have time to do it. And the hardcore community that used to exist, the 40-man raids back in the day, all that other bunch of it doesn't exist anymore. There's a reason why WoW has become this casual experience that's super convenient.
Everybody's been like, and just like grouping it, like, yeah, everyone. You're right. Yeah, it's a casual. It's a more casual experience. Like, people who think they're hardcore usually run by themselves. They do solo stuff by themselves. They don't actually, work with people. It doesn't make sense that Destiny would actually take that away from people, like hardcore people that played it like that.
I think it would be cool, like, if there was a way, and I know, like, part of it, like, is what we're going back to. I fucking said it earlier about the whole social aspect, team up with your people, save the universe. But, like, what if there was some way that they could do, like, solo versions of, I guess not like a raid, but even like a Nightfall strike, like.
Well, so here's the question I have for you guys. So every game needs to have some sort of endgame content, and that's what this may be, because there is a whole plethora of other shit you can do in this game, like not just the raid. There's a lot of stuff for non-hardcore quote-unquote people playing. What is there enough for a non 6 hour a night raider, which, don't get me wrong, a lot of people are going to do that because they love Destiny and people will put that time in, but someone who doesn't want to do that shit and sit there for 6 hours straight, is there enough content outside of that raid to hold someone? Is it worth it?
I think there is. They just introduced the flashpoints, which is, I guess, from what I understand, I guess it's kind of like a series of challenges. I don't know, Control. What is that? Am I correct on
I
that?
have no idea what a flashpoint is. I saw it on the schedule, but I don't know. I haven't been able to get back on to see that.
All right. So basically, so I looked it up and I was
I think
fucking
so.
with it a little earlier. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna log into
Yeah.
shit here. But like, so all right. So here, like, it says under milestones. If you go to the destination map, Josh, you can hold a button and it gives you milestones, which are basically
Achievements.
bunch of fucking milestone, obviously. So underneath I have Crucible, complete 2 matches in a competitive playlist. Yeah, fat chance. Flashpoint, Nessus, which is the one planet. Complete public events on Nessus. But that's all it is, though. I went to Nessus, and depending on what public event, and if you make it regular, heroic, and if you complete it or not, then you get a certain amount of percentage towards 100%, and then it says the reward is a quote-unquote powerful gear. So it doesn't show a legendary engram, it doesn't show an exotic engram, it shows, I guess, a powerful engram. But it also says the same shit underneath Nightfall and Leviathan. It says the reward is powerful gear. So I think as long as the rewards, even though it says powerful gear, as long as you can get the same type of shit you get in Leviathan from doing flashpoints and nightfalls, then I'm okay with that. Like, you know, not having to do raids to get the dopest shit.
So I don't agree with that at all. What about you, Control?
Oh, why would I'm on the fence about it? Because there's a part, like, if you don't have much time, right, and you don't play many games anymore, I guess from your situation, you could complete a series of objectives, daily objectives, that they give you every day. You finish those objectives, you get tokens that you can redeem at your vendor based on, like, if you like to do PvP, then you get PvP points, and you can use those to get gear on PvP gear. If you like just adventures, you can do some of those for like a couple hours.
Oh yeah,
like an hour or two, like an hour and a half, I would say. Complete those, redeem them, and then that's your fill of Destiny. You get that levels up your character without having to grind it out. And if you don't mind doing that stuff, because there's a lot of other stuff you can do involved, like you can just play it casually, kind of the casual portion of it. You can get that stuff. But if you want to do like end game shit like Nightfalls, they're probably going to add Temple of Osiris and all sorts of other stuff, but that hasn't been out yet. Then like if you want to do like raids and all that stuff, you're not going to have access to that. You're just not. Like, and that's kind of where I'm like, if you just want to play adventures, if you want to just play adventures, I can see if you're fine, if you're content with just playing like little adventures with your friends, because I actually enjoy the PvE now. Before in Destiny 1 I didn't.
I'm a big fan only play Crucible. Of the PvE. Yeah, that's for me,
it's
especially
good.
With the MMOs. You know, that's kind of where I get my.
Your thought regarding the token system. The reason I disagreed with your statement earlier, Kapil, was that I believe in any MMO or game that has a long-term goal, and people that do put the time in or have the time to put in should be rewarded for said time. That's only fair. Now, if I don't have the time to raid, that's fine. I don't expect to get the same stuff they do. Now, when it comes to, say, PvP, everybody needs to be on a level playing field across the board. Not so much PvE related. But with the token system you're talking about, it may take you fuck all forever to get there, but you can get there.
Well, no, that's where I'm.
Yeah, that's what we were saying.
I guess Control said it better than I did.
Okay.
Like
system, you're not punished for not dishing like hours on end at the time. Like I can get on every day and spend like an hour and a half just playing Destiny, get what I need, upgrade my stuff, and then I can just stop right there. You don't actually have to grind every day to get where you want to get.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
okay. So
the
that is implemented
flashpoints
or
and
not?
all these other stuff that they have in milestones, those are like weekly things.
Hmm.
So like, if it takes me all week to get the same shit that somebody could get in one raid in the Leviathan, I'm all right with that. You know, like
Yeah.
that still makes sense. Like you're right. Like yeah, if you do the Leviathan raid, then you should get dope shit. But don't punish me just because I'm not able to, because I don't have the same time to devote to it. Like I can do it in little chunks. It's not that I don't
Mhm.
want to.
Yeah. The
And
only
it should never be
reasonable
a punishment,
punish
yeah.
that you get, like the only if I would even call it a punishment, the only thing that you won't have access to are the raid exclusive items
And that's
that
fine.
would be
I
given
can
to you. Right?
understand
Yeah.
raid exclusive
As
items,
long as
like,
those raid exclusive items don't dictate or affect PvP.
they have two modes of PvP, and I think the second one is that Trials of the Nine is supposed to drop here pretty soon. They have regular
'Cause-
PvP, which is like class abilities and all of this shit is just even across the board. And then I think the Trials one is where all of the modifiers for everything come into play. So if you've
Yeah.
got better shit, then you're gonna do better.
So, and I disagree with that on a very wholehearted and heavy basis, because that applies to like pay to win games as well, where if it is a trial of skill, player versus player, person versus person, at that point the playing field must be level, in my opinion. It must be, period.
Well, they
No, I
have
agree with that
that.
entirely. I hate when they do that. Yeah, they have that. That's what I'm just gonna say. Yeah, they do have that. They have regular Crucible where you guys will always be evenly matched, and
Yeah, it
then
says
they
level
have
advantage is disabled for the competitive right now.
Mhm.
they have both. They have both. They have both available, and you will get items based on whether you did, like, unless it's Iron Banner.
Okay.
Because
Because like
your
back
light
in the
level
day in WoW,
matters.
if you were a raider, you could shit can most PvPers because you've got raid gear, which is markedly better than anything the PvPers.
No, I think both are viable. Like I think they're both no, Josh, you're absolutely right. Like as far as like regular traditional PvP goes, like Halo, Call of Duty, all that shit, like you're always equal to the other player as far as gear and shit goes. It just comes down to skill. But in a game like Destiny, where it's all about the loot and making your character more powerful, I'm not mad like if there's a separate PvP shit where all of that stuff is enabled, because that's this type of game. I'm not gonna play it.
I disagree completely, because at that point, if you're playing against other people, it's about you versus the person, and not because at that point it's just a stomp. You're stomping Smurfs, quite frankly. You're stepping on ants.
No, but I
Well,
think
yeah,
the
we
only
agree,
people
but
that
it's
are
like-
gonna play
but
that are gonna be those high level hardcore people. Like no one's gonna
Right.
go
Josh,
in there
what-
with low level shit.
Yeah.
So Josh, what your problem is, it's like better explain it. Have you ever seen For Honor? Ubisoft
Yeah,
For Honor?
I have
Okay.
the
Cottrell,
Collectors.
I see you grinding on that.
Salty on that game. So there's a mode called Dominion, right? You get the most experience from that match mode, from that mode called Dominion. But that mode is stat based. So there are people that can be stronger than you, and they can beat you. Their gear is better than you, and the problem with Dominion is that even though if that's your favorite mode, that's awesome, but you actually could be at a disadvantage, and you can't turn that off. Though you can do the same mode with gear mattering, and then without gear mattering. My problem is with For Honor not being able to enable that, but in Destiny you can enable that.
So you don't have that option
In Dominion,
For Honor.
yeah,
Like that
For
is
Honor,
just the
you
game
don't have that
type,
option.
and it's just whoever's better is better. Okay, see that sucks. But like Josh, this is completely optional.
I didn't know
Yeah.
it was optional.
It's completely.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, we just didn't make that. Yeah, I don't
I'm
think
sorry,
we made that
I
clear.
didn't make that
that's all.
clear.
Yeah.
It
No,
is
no, you're
optional.
good.
There's two
It's-
different game types, and you
Remember,
you
licking
pick.
a light socket here.
Yeah, you pick. It doesn't just throw you in. Like, hey, guess what? You're fucked. Like, it doesn't just throw you in. Like, you choose it before you go
Hey, little
in.
guy, where you going?
take-
Oh, you got.
3
Welcome
steps
to
into the
Crucible.
match, turn around, bend over, grab my ankles.
Yeah.
Spread
It's
your
like,
cheeks,
hey,
lift
little
yourself.
guy. Helmet you're wearing?
Yeah,
Oh.
no, it's completely optional, Josh. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not... Like, that's there for players who want that. Personally,
Okay.
I'm not that hardcore of a player. We're like, I have a hard enough time in a regular cruise. I have a hard enough time in fucking PvE. Nightfall is just
Yeah.
destroying me. I hit about
Yeah.
it's like I'm not a masochist. The most pain I put myself through is I beat Dark Souls and Bloodborne, and even that,
And that's about it. Yeah.
yeah, like that's about where I draw the line. But the Crucible, like regularly, is already hard enough. I don't need to hop in with everybody who's done the raid a billion times and fucking.
Yeah, because I'm very
Even then,
stark on this stuff because I'm an ex-gladiator from WoW. I'm a PvP whore.
so then, yeah, you'll be fine. The only difference that I would see from the competitive point, your gear mattering, and then the point on one where your gear doesn't matter, is that the gear will just look different.
Okay.
Like Iron Banner, it's very it's got a wolf aesthetic. It's got a lot of gear that's
That's
like
from the
shiny,
first game,
sleek, and
Josh.
yeah, that's on the first one. And people who play that one, they would just get gear. They wouldn't get better gear. They would just get gear that looks cooler.
Yo, that being said, I'm pretty impressed. Like, I've seen some pretty impressive gear, and it's only been out a fucking week. Like some of this
Yeah, it's
stuff
actually been
looks
pretty nice.
absolutely just. It's good. Like talk about design or art direction. Like it's there's some cool looking stuff that just makes me want to play more.
I'm happy with the state of Destiny so far because people like Josh, who's always working, and then people like me, who has like kind of a lot of time on my hands, we can
Must
still
be
be on the
nice.
same level.
I mean, it's like I kind of got a lot of time on my hands.
It feels like like Kapil, you and Kapil, you guys don't have much time. I don't know why Josh is
No, I
like
do, but like
college
I try to do other stuff.
70.
That's one reason why I was like, yo, we should do this podcast because we already talk about stuff anyway. So like, might as well. Maybe other people are interested. Probably not. I don't know.
So next, did you want to go to the next topic at hand?
I did. I wanted to wrap up Destiny. The last little thing I had wanted to get you guys' thoughts on was this whole shader microtransaction type. I don't know if I think controversy is too strong of a word for something like
So,
this, but it's
Are we talking
it's an
micro
issue.
and Destiny?
What's up?
We're talking micro and Destiny, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So Josh, to catch you
Their
up,
skins and shit.
basically in Destiny, well, in Destiny 2, you have shaders, which are
And they're
how you
one-time use,
visually,
correct?
customize your avatar.
Yep.
And in Destiny 1, it it was your whole avatar, and you could get a whole bunch of shaders. And as soon as you got a shader, whether it was like a drop or like a reward from like a loot engram, or which bit like a loot box or whatever, you could keep it and always use it. The problem that people are having with Destiny 2 now is
They're a one-off.
they're consumable. They're one-time use, and and then you could buy shaders like with real money, or you use real money to purchase silver, and then you use the silver to buy shaders. But the problem is, on top of that, is you can't go in and buy individual shaders that you like. Like in the first game, you could pick what shader you wanted. Like, I want that, I'm buying that, and then you always had it. In this one, you're buying loot engrams, and you're gambling basically on what shader you may or may not get.
So what's going to happen here? In essence, that is the same mindset and workflow that Overwatch does, with the exception of a lack of currency to directly buy and work towards, which I'm assuming will, or based on community outcry and conversation, will be implemented.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know if they're going to do that. Reason being is that so the way the menu works, it's in three tiers. There's
Mhm.
like the bundles that give you a bunch of, that's the random rolls, and then there's the week that are in those bundles, and they're available. Like they're completely available to you to get that, though you have to spend money on it.
Hmm.
That's the part I don't like. But is there for you to buy with actual currency, and it's available from the bundles. Like it's like a weekly, or I don't know if it's daily, but I know it's at least weekly. So
Hold on,
reason
wait,
why
wait,
I'm not
what's
sure
weekly? What's I'm very. I think I missed something.
the menu on the bottom for the Eververse thing, where they they're all that cosmetic stuff,
Yeah.
they like keep it
Oh,
there, and
those
they change.
rotate. Yeah.
Yeah, those rotate, and
Yeah, I did notice that. I did. Yeah.
I would say they might not be. It might not be a big deal because they have. It just be harder to get what you want because when you level up after you're level 20 and you level up again, you get bright engrams. You get random items for cosmetic stuff.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Break
but
down
just
that
like
stuff.
any other RPG, the more and more you level up, the longer it takes to get to the next one. So eventually,
Yeah.
like it's it's
You'll
gonna
be
taper
stuck with
off. I think.
spending money.
Like,
Yeah, I agree. And I think it's a big deal. I just don't think it's as big as a deal.
no, you're
In
right.
my
Like for
opinion.
me, it's like
There's a way
the
around it. Like you can break down your stuff, and then you can use that dust. That's what they call it, dust.
yeah. So
Yeah.
that's
That's the
what I
currency,
did
and you
because they
can
got this
buy that
really cool
stuff.
one I like called. I say I'm on the game right now, so I can look at this. Golden Trace. I use my bright dust to buy the Golden Trace, which is this cool, really like black and gold shade that they got, Josh.
Hmm.
Um, but I haven't gotten any drops of that. Like I just bought it because I saw some other dude who looked sweet. I was like, I want that, and then luckily the Eververse had that. I wouldn't have as big of a problem with this whole microtransaction shit. Like if you could at least go in, like even the consumable part of it. If I could still at least go to a shop and buy them and like pick out which one I want. Like you could do that here in the
Yeah,
Eververse, but they only give you 3.
Oh,
Meanwhile,
so this is all random, regardless of whatever you do, whether you pay money for it or not, or you don't get to choose your
it's
choice.
gonna be random. Yeah,
Oh, that's horseshit, and that will change.
that's yeah. Like for instance, I have if I go to my inventory, I've got plenty of shaders. After you hit level 20, you get a bunch of shaders. But you know what? Most of them suck. I got some watermelon shit, literally called
yeah, they
watermelon.
get some
I got
weird
this shit
stuff.
called Nebula
Here's
Rose. All this
here's what it
stuff.
breaks down to
Like,
community-wise, and especially if I'm paying real cash for something and I don't get to decide what that cash is going to go towards, they're going to lose profit, and I guarantee you, within the next couple months, that shit will change. Especially if they're
hopefully.
one-time use things. Especially if they're one-time use things.
And
People
that's
are
really what
bitching
I'm
hard
not
enough
so
now.
much pissed about the one-time use thing. It's because like they do drop quite frequently.
Mhm.
But
That
that's the
now.
problem is you still can't. You don't have an option to go and grab things that you want. You have to wait on a random loot drop, or like I've got some bright dust here, and it gives me the option of picking three out of the what do I have 30 some here in my inventory, but I can only
Yeah.
choose 3 at this vendor. Like, yeah,
Yeah, see, I disagree with that. I don't like that system at all, and it's simply because I'm a working individual, and my money is important to me. As much as I hate the concept of currency, we live in a capitalist world, in a free market world, and that's the way it works, and it's not going to go away anytime soon.
that's
So if
where
I'm going to
this is
spend my
heading.
damn
Like,
money,
the gaming, that's where it's like, this isn't the first
Yeah,
one. This isn't
like,
gonna be the last one. But
I don't
feel
intend
like,
on walking into a restaurant and go, "Here's $10, roll the fucking dice." It doesn't work that
well,
way.
I was
Give me
listening
whatever
to
you want.
Yeah, I hate Brussels
Andrea.
sprouts. If I see one on there, I don't have a choice in the matter. I'm gonna be pissed.
I was listening to Andrea Renee and Greg Miller of the Kind of Funny Games podcast,
Hmm.
and she had brought up a good point about how Bungie doing this is like, and getting away with it is like setting like, is this going to be an example, and then other companies are going to now start following suit? Like this could
I don't
be-
think so, because like this doesn't. They don't gain anything from this.
They are. They're gaining money because people are going to do it, whether or not you and
People
I
are gonna
like
do
it.
whether,
People
yeah,
are
they're
going
gonna
to
try
spend
it
money.
anyway. Yeah, that's
I mean,
true.
I guess you're technically amplifying the concept of running like a pachinko machine or a gambling. Quite frankly, is what you're doing here for money. And
Well, you are though. Like this is
yeah,
a straight
no,
up
that's
gamble.
exactly what it is. And I don't know how legally they can get away with that, because technically that's what it is. And that's something that we might want to dig into, because there's a lot of laws against online gambling.
Well, no,
Like,
they
there's-
I don't know. I know. I was actually some other podcast brought this up,
Yeah.
but like, I mean, they're not forcing you to do it. They're not. I don't know.
Neither is me playing poker online and dumping money into it, or betting on sports teams, or
Just it's like they don't. Should it be restricted? I have no idea because then that could have other implications that.
because then you're talking gaming commissions and state laws and taxes, and if Bungie gets considered this, if people put in complaints about this, and it becomes this could escalate significantly and quickly.
Well, I think the way they get away with it is because you can get everything from playing the game. I think it would be different if there are specific things you could only get by paying real money. Like, not so much pay to win, but pay to get better looking shit. Yeah, I don't know, whatever you call it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know
we
the
can put
tax
a pin
law
in that
for it.
and fucking maybe we could do some research or something. I haven't done research like since I went to school, so it's been like a long time. But yeah, maybe we should do something. Yeah,
Would be a good topic for the next episode.
that could we could revisit that. We had what else? Shit. On to other news, real quick, because it is a thing, unfortunately, and we have to address it. PewDiePie, the biggest entertainers in the world, has been
YouTuber. Let's be clear here, a YouTuber.
Yeah.
Yo, the man's got 57 million subscribers. I don't care if you're a YouTuber or not. You're one of the largest in the world.
Yeah, it's weird how that works.
Yeah, I suppose. I don't know. He
My
doesn't
man
have a lot
had
of clout in
Disney
my
money.
life.
He pulled out for his anti-Semitic comments. Honestly, I don't know. It's weird. It's like I don't know how to handle that kind of stuff because there's so most of the time, say stuff like that all the time, like especially with the latest racial slur that he's used, and it's odd because the reason why people are doing it isn't because they want him to not be able to say that stuff. Like, I mean, you should be able to like tell him,
especially
hey,
in the public
you can't do that. Yeah, and there should be punishment to that. At the same time, the people that are coming down on him, like the people that don't control money he gets and all that stuff, like the people that don't control that, like they are strictly coming down on him because they just don't like him. Like there are people that just don't like the guy and they come after him.
I can't stand him, to be frank.
No,
And
I don't like
and it
him
dilutes
either.
the actual. But it's like it dilutes the actual that he committed. Like you don't want to come down on somebody. It's like it's like apologizing is career suicide most times. Like you apologize like, oh, I was wrong for this, and people
But he
don't go,
wasn't
okay,
Not today.
you're fine.
Not in
Yeah,
today's
like-
day. Like if
you're-
you knock out that apology immediately these days, everybody
then
is
yeah.
so goddamn
which he
forgiving.
did, but I think what
Where they
a lot
shouldn't
of
be, in my
people's
opinion.
biggest problem is, it's not that not to say that the racial slur is a problem. It is hands down. Like there's no getting around that. But it's the fact that this isn't the first time he's done that. He's been known to do this. This is like his third time. Like, and he still has supporters. People are still advertising him. And one of the biggest problems is, like I said, like, Josh and I, we're not big fans of his, but that's not to say that there are people that are getting into gaming, don't know a lot about it, and this guy's he's one of the biggest in the world, and they're like his gateway into this world, and then he's like one of the first guys they're being exposed to, and like him saying that, like gaming culture already gets like a bad rep. In like a lot of ways. How many times do we even joke about, oh, some 13-year-old called my mother and whatever online, blah, 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 blah. But like, this isn't a 13-year-old. This is a grown-ass man with grown money, who has, real influence saying this type of stuff.
And to clarify for whatever poor soul decides to listen to us three ramble on, our backgrounds, like, voices are voices. You guys don't know us, but we are a diverse group of people. We went to school together. We've been friends for fucking years. I mean, I'm probably the most stereotypical giant Viking of the group.
My man lives
like-
at the top of the beast.
I'm,
tell you
I'm
right
6'7". I'm as Norse as they get with a big beard and long hair. I mean, and you guys go into your backgrounds here in a second, but and we all have the same opinion on this. Like, if you're in the public eye, you shouldn't talk or have these thoughts.
Yeah, like it's like I mean, God, like it just happens so often. I don't even know what should be done. I mean, I don't know if
the problem is he's too big at this point. You can't.
It doesn't matter.
That's
like,
what I'm saying. Like,
if we're breaking this down,
that's the problem. Is like he can get away with it.
It's not about getting away with it, in my opinion. It's not even opinion. It's not about that. It's the fact that people can have their opinions. People can say whatever the hell they want, and if it hurts his business, it's going to hurt his business. He's going to have repercussions from it. It's going to hurt other people too, and at that point, it's going to escalate and hurt him more because the community will start coming down on him. But you guys have been on the internet. You know the internet is the most toxic thing in existence. Like, there's no good that comes out of it outside of the fact that information gets shared. But it's still, as much as I hate to say it, because quite frankly I'd like to slap him, he can say whatever the hell he wants.
Oh no, you're right, and
it's shitty.
It's shitty. It's just fucking shitty, is what it is. Like, it's.
And the second we start stopping that, it goes down a rabbit hole that gets real deep and real dark.
That's what brings me back to what I was saying earlier. Like, that's why I don't like. Can say whatever he wants. He has a right to, I guess. He's not calling unless it's like it's not freedom of speech if it's like a call to action.
Oh yeah, no,
it wasn't a call to action, but
it wasn't. Yeah, it was just him saying it, and it was just like, and people, like, the moment he said it.
I know he fucked up as soon as he said it. Like, he came out and like he realized it. And...
Yeah, like, we're not able to punish it to the extent that we should anymore because people will just take down on that kind of.
I think one of the biggest issues, though, I have with his apology was, I want to look this up so I quote it right. I don't want to fuck this up. PewDiePie.
And Cottrell, going back to your statement in like the fact that we're talking about punishing someone for speaking so ignorantly, I wish that could be a thing, but.
It's like that because people can decide what you punish. Like, it can decide like anything. It could be smaller things, and then they just come down that, like, don't have the mental responsibility. Exactly. We don't have the mental responsibility enough as a country to just go, okay, that was bad. That's reprehensible. You know, you're wrong for that. You know, but then it's like, no, we got to ruin this guy. Like, we have to completely destroy who he is, and it's like that's not appropriate. You can't.
Yeah. And that's a product of our current society and where we've shifted, because even 20 years ago, there was a level of respect you had for other people, individuals, and people that would listen to you. And you had some sort of couth, and there wasn't as much widespread information. And now it's people are so divided, even if say you and me have a difference of opinion politically. I don't know your political stance, you don't know mine. But for most people, they can't sit down and have a good debate about that stuff anymore. It becomes I hate you, you hate me. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's kind of why I'm like I'm black myself, and I hear stuff like that a lot more than I need to. But it's that when people in cutting other people down or being on the right side, than actually having an open floor and conversation about how wrong that is.
Mm-hmm. And it's being willing to look at the other side, the other person's opinion on it, and accept it and look at it from their shoes. But people don't do that anymore.
That's the thing that gets the most frustrating, because like it's pointless. Like that, it becomes a pointless exercise of just fighting each other instead of actually coming to an understanding. That's why I'm like I'm being one of the first the first to go like, no, I don't know how to, because I can't talk to PewDiePie. I can't, and even then, like it's not even like PewDiePie. He did like it's not even that. It's not like he said something like against Like he's not against people or like against black people or anything. He just said the word. And yeah,
No.
it wasn't smart for him to say it like, oh, like he called the person that because that's a bad word and he knows like you know what I mean? Like he
Well,
knows
so
that was a bad word.
This
He
is what I
knows
was
what
trying
he's
to look
saying.
up. Was he said, what a effing word, whatever. Sorry, but what the fuck.
Yeah. What a slur.
And
Yeah.
then in his apology, he says, it was something I said in the heat of the moment. I said the worst word I could possibly think of, and it just sort of slipped out. Blah 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 blah. But it's like, so that's the worst thing you can think of. So it's like you are automatically taking, like you're just saying like you're better than
I couldn't help it.
black people.
Yeah.
Like you saying that's the worst thing you can possibly think of. Like that makes it sound like you think just because
I
you're
think
a white person,
he
you're
said
better.
he's like the worst word that came out of my mouth, and like he's like I didn't need to say it. Actually, Ice Cube did a good job of it. Like when he said that to Bill Mayer when he was talking that he's like you can't say that. Like you want the word back, but you can't say that. Like you shouldn't be allowed to say that, and he shouldn't. And he apologized, and PewDiePie apologized, and he's done it. It's like it's like what you said. Like he's done it so many times. Like how can you even like apologies become
That's what I'm
redundant
saying. He
after-
said it so many times. It's like
Yeah.
what like you gotta.
You know, at the end of the day, it can't be us. Like it has to be a company.
It will
can't
be us. It will be me, Josh Hall, and Cottrell. You're gonna take him down.
Well, and I don't like the guy as much as the next. And the only reason we're discussing this with him is because he's so popular and he has so much influence. And we've all been in the gaming communities online. Like people send
swarm to that kind of stuff.
gnarly shit. Like people
And that's
say some
honestly that's
dark
one of the
crap.
worst parts about it is like he's getting even more attention now.
Yeah.
Because even
And-
people who have never heard of this guy are now flocking to his shit and like just watching stuff just because they're really like, oh, who's this guy? Like,
Yeah, he said
and now
that?
he's
Okay.
what do they say? Any press is good press. It's like shit.
And that's what it
Yeah,
is
it
these
kinda
days.
is. Fortunately, yeah.
Yeah, and it doesn't even need to be true either. It only needs to be true long enough to get enough people convinced or see it or drive whatever business that exists from people viewing something these days. That's one of the reasons why a lot of Facebook videos are automatic now. If you're reading something below a video that's playing, even if the audio's not running, and if it's on long enough, it's considered a hit and they gain revenue from it.
That's
Like
Yep.
it's shady as fuck.
That explains
And
my
everything you
shit.
touch is tracked. It's incredible.
yeah,
So-
we're going into some deep shit.
I don't know.
Like veering
No,
off.
but I
So
feel like it still
the-
needed to be addressed. Like that's
and we can
Guys, 'cause
make
it-
other points here too, but the overarching thought is like PewDiePie plays such a large role in the gaming community that he needs to be not necessarily held accountable, but expected to perform.
no, he does need to be
as-
held accountable because like
Well,
that's,
but see, how do you do that without going down a dark rabbit?
That's what I said before. It can't be us.
Yep.
It can't be us.
Yep.
Just it
Yeah.
can't be the people because they like a lot of the more often than not you apologize, people will come down on you anyway and then try to like it's no longer about oh you saying a certain word, it's now about we need to take you down.
Because
They've been wanting to before. Now they have a reason to. Like now they have an excuse.
More
It's
so.
like when you say something bad and someone apologizes for it, it's now being used as an excuse to come down on you and ruin you rather than to actually go, no, you were wrong. Now we're taking this down. Like now, instead of having one video every week, you have to do videos bi-weekly. You know, that'll definitely cut down his revenue. That's a punishment, right? Like that's a big deal. Like not being able to make weekly videos or like to do that kind of stuff will cut down on his viewer count and people will unsubscribe from him off the bat. There are already people that unsubscribe from him. So like there is, but like if someone that really didn't like that, if I was the kind of person that was like, no, I don't like this person, I won't use my power honestly, and I will end up coming down on that person like the career and just going, nah, you just don't deserve it. And because I decided you don't deserve it.
And the overall arching goal here, and I'll cite an example here in a second, is that the community, his viewers, and the people that he caters to make him money are the ones that either reduce his revenue, harm his business, and so on and so forth. A good example of that is one of my So do you guys remember the cake shop that wouldn't serve that gay couple?
Yes, yeah, I
Yeah, I
remember
remember
that.
hearing
Yeah.
about it.
All right, let me preface this. One of my best friends in existence, her name is Nicole Gording. She's gay. I love this girl. She is the closest thing. She's one of my best friends in the world. She works for Crystal Dynamic. I went to school with her. I worked with her for 5 years. Love her to death.
Oh, damn, that's nice.
And the reason I say that is because I am a huge proponent for same-sex marriage, and like, just as far as I'm concerned, get out of everybody's lives. Love who you want to love. Do what you want to do.
Yeah,
Let it marry. I don't
exactly.
care.
I
Leave it
agree.
alone. But when it came to the cake shop situation, they had every right to the owners had every right to reject their service because it's their business. I don't have I'm not obligated to serve anybody I don't want to serve. Now, that's a situation that worked itself out properly because they got so much negative press. They went out of business and blah blah blah. It killed their business because they made that poor decision. Whether it was based on their religious beliefs or their personal beliefs, doesn't matter. They made a poor decision and they got hurt for it. And that's how I'm hoping this works out.
Yeah, like that's kind of what I think that's the thing, like PewDiePie, because PewDiePie does is gonna make him sound awful, but when he's done that before, he ended up actually manipulating into getting him his like subscribers and fans back in a weird way. Like last time he did some anti-Semitic content, he actually said he was going to shut down his YouTube channel. Got
just mad
hits.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, that was smart. I mean, I didn't click on the video because I mean, there's so many people that were like, oh no, he's not going to do it. No, he's not going to do it. But they looked anyway. Yeah, and he didn't. And I was like, he understands it. And
yeah, I mean, the man, like, he's a smart businessman.
Yeah,
for sure.
He
like,
just
I mean,
and like when you do.
That.
Well, see, you can't call him a businessman. Like, he's an internet troll. That's really what it amounts to.
No, he's a. My man, he's got money. He's got endorsements. He's got advertising. Like, he's got.
That doesn't mean you're a good businessman. It just
all right,
means
well,
you know
he's
how
got
to
a
work
good
the media
team.
and the system. Oh, that could be very true. He pays some smart folk.
But it's still partly him. And I'm not defending him. I don't want people to think I'm defending PewDiePie. I'm just saying.
Not.
It's
clear.
You do have to give him a little bit credit, like, for being able to bounce back time and time again, and we'll just have to see how what happens here. But it's
because he's wrong for it. Like, I mean,
he's wrong. Like, there's no way around it. Like, I don't care.
It reminds me of this.
What he says.
My god! It was this. Reminds me of this guy who was trying to get a statue, stop a statue or something. Like, he had something taken down, or it's not taken down. It was like, I'm not racist. Like they do whatever. Like I'm not like. If someone wanted to put a statue of like Martin Luther King, then King, it was a racial slur. You can't. Yeah, like he said Martin Luther, and then like it wasn't King, and he was like, like he was like, I don't know how that came out. He was like, I don't know. Yeah, and I'm like,
fucked up.
That you don't say that by accident.
He said, I don't know how that came out.
That's in there. Yeah. Man, you should have seen him close his eyes, like shake his head, like no.
Privately, you're gonna have to send me a link to that video because I definitely want to watch that.
You're getting that video, dude. When he says it, you're just like, no, you don't. That's not an accident. You don't do that. You can't. Like, you don't make that mistake. So, like, PewDiePie coming out with that, like, most of the time, I mean, I've said the word before, but I can't accidentally in front of people that I never met. And when you say that on a public forum, it kind of brings up the question, like, he's always in the spotlight. So he's always, like, I don't know, like, I think as a content creator, you should be able to spotlight. I mean, unless you're at home, like privately, then you can, or scumbag or whatever you want to be. But like in public eye, I mean, how hard is it? Like, I've gotten mad when I've gotten jumped, I've gotten ganked in games and all that stuff. I was just like, man,
He's been
like
jumped
I
and
would
ganked in
never
real life too, people. Don't let him fool you.
too. And
It
I've
was Josh.
never just
it was
said,
actually Josh.
Yeah.
He's 6'7". So,
and as Josh was stomping on my
Control whoop my
chest, I didn't
ass.
just go, I didn't just go, man, Josh, you're a freaking giant, man. Like I
Climbed up the
Josh
side of me
all
and
the
just
time.
knocked me
Okay,
square
sure.
out.
Hell his
Yeah.
life at the top of the beach.
I don't
fucking.
just I don't know how that slips out. I don't get it. I don't
I
understand because it slips out so many times. How do you make an
I say plenty of
anti-Semitic
like I
joke
talk plenty of
by
shit,
accident?
but I normally just go back to my classic "hit you, motherfucker." Like that's
Yeah.
It's
it.
different for each person though, because I don't get mad in games. Very rarely do I get mad in games, but I know some people that will go off the goddamn deep end when they're playing League of
Josh
Legends.
about
and
to
it's
play Trials
terrifying.
of the
yeah.
Nine.
He hasn't
Yo,
been Trials of
Josh,
the Nine yet.
don't play Overwatch and don't play Trials of the Nine.
But see
and
that
you should
shit
be
doesn't
okay.
bother me.
Yeah.
It never gets me. To the point
Because
where I'm like,
there's more. Yeah, there's more. Like
You
it's
know what?
it's
I
like
think,
the stress of being a.
I think this is a good
it's the stress of being a
segue
content creator.
into because we wanted to talk about Blizzard addressing how toxicity is slowing down
Oh,
game
yeah.
development.
Yeah.
which
And-
I read that article and I think that is horseshit.
No, I think toxicity is slowing down game
It's
development.
not.
Wait, is it like development, like game development, like being
Yeah.
able to?
Well, in Blizzard, in Blizzard's case, they're trying to work on their, they're trying to make more stuff for Overwatch, but they're stuck making like anti-cheating this or this person griefed
So-
me that, blah 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 blah. It's like
So
just-
I
it's
read
just
that article about what the developer, whoever the leader of Overwatch said, and I'm like,
Jeff Kaplan.
okay, yeah, he's talking
Yeah.
about wanting to make new characters and do all these other things. Like, okay, I get it if you're dealing with like, if you're looking at metrics and data collection and ways to parse down that information and how to sort through complaints and all that other fun shit. That does not stop your art team or your animation team. You're not breaking fucking character artists off
Yeah. Okay.
to
Yeah, I agree.
go deal
Yep.
with people being toxic. So it's some sort of excuse or just their way. So for example,
right, you're right.
the like remember the Tracer like butt controversy?
Oh shit, that was stupid controversy.
To
Man,
this
that was
day,
dumb.
I
Sorry,
believe. See, to this
dead
day,
ass dumb.
I think it was planted. I think it was planted by someone in Blizzard because it drove that game's hype through the goddamn roof. And I think this is another thing where they're getting on this train of how do we drive some more controversy to create more hype to generate more user base. That's my assumption and guess. But a lot of the stuff they were saying I disagree with. I do believe it's a toxic environment, don't get me wrong. Everything I hear, and I don't play a lot of Overwatch, that game has gone south quick, and we're talking Dota and League of Legends level of toxic.
Yeah.
It's one of the main reasons I stopped playing. It's I can't. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who you pick. It's like, oh, that person's
People that-
not
yeah, like,
better.
oh,
Can you
man.
change? unless no, like
That was
look, if
such
you
a
play
good-
Hanzo or May, go screw yourself because they suck. But like every other fucking character is fine. I'm sorry. That's fucked up.
Yeah.
I'm convinced Jeff Kaplan mains May because she has not gotten a single nerf since the game came out.
Yeah, he doesn't. He's all right with that.
I think he
she's-
mains May.
He does mean May. Jeff Kaplan. It's confirmed. Jeff Kaplan mains May.
I'm telling you.
You guys know.
We've
Yeah.
sussed it out here, boys.
Yeah, we figured it out.
He's gonna shut
Can't
down
hide
this
from this
podcast.
podcast,
before it takes
goddammit.
off.
We need a cease and each one of us in our mailboxes gets a cease and desist notice immediately.
People from Blizzard in suits just show up to our house.
Yeah,
Swear to God, we were just talking about how shitty PewDiePie is. Don't take us to jail.
I think he was like. I think what he was saying. Like, if it does slow it down, it doesn't slow it down like too much. It doesn't slow it down by like.
No, but what it does slow down, like Josh, you're right. The art and the animation team, no, they're not getting slowed down. But I mean, we don't know how they're all set up. You probably have a good chunk of that team of the devs who could be programming more art, animation, and like buff and like balancing and all that type of shit. Now turning their attention to how can we
we fix
stop these
this?
players? How can whatever
But-
blah 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 blah.
But see, that's not even. So let me. So if I break it down, Nicole and me, previously mentioned friend, We have another friend in Australia. She works for Blizzard contract basis. She builds assets for worlds and rigs and all this sort of fun stuff. So we have a general idea. When she gets really drunk, she runs her mouth. So we've learned a lot about Blizzard's process.
Well, don't say anything that anything that's NDA type shit.
Episode
no,
1.
So
Diameridian Bomb Squad gets taken out.
one
By the
podcast
bomb.
to end them all.
Uncut.
But when it comes to their process, like at best, you're gonna have some of your development or your game design, not even your game design team. You're gonna see some of your programmers building some software to handle some of this. But even then, from a legal standpoint, your entire art and developmental team should not be allowed to touch any of this at all, ever. Like
Okay.
when I worked at EA Games on Madden and NBA, I was processing outsourced data from China. Okay, we send them off to huge houses. They kick us shit back, and we had to fix them. I had to take and turn a Johnny Bravo tattoo on one of these NBA players' arm and turn it into a damn spatula because legal wouldn't let it kick through. Like there were somebody. One of these players had like their mother and brother tattooed on their arm. We had no idea who this person was. There was no way to really tell, but I had to turn them into like squiggly stars and tribal tattoos because legal wouldn't let it through. So there's no way your development team is touching any of this shit.
Right.
First of all,
Okay.
I need to go back to the fact that they made you deface Johnny Bravo. All right.
Yeah.
What?
That's
You can't
cold.
show it. It's
Johnny
a
Bravo
trademark
loves his
character.
mama. All right.
Yeah.
But that's my point. Is like
Raising national
even at
treasure.
EA Games, the smaller, not a much smaller company, but a company that is still mainstream, you just cannot let anybody touch that shit or let it through. So I don't know. I just don't see, and especially with the resources they have. Like Blizzard is not out of money. They can easily support dealing with this kind of toxicity.
Do you think that maybe this whole thing that Jeff Kaplan's saying this shit was actually just a ploy? Like just another way to be like, yo, people, stop being a piece of shit and, start being nice to each other. Like just him saying like the more toxic you are, the less time we have to devote to generating new content. And now
it could be a secondhand threat. That makes sense.
Maybe that's.
Come
I'm
down
saying
on
maybe
that kind of stuff because we can.
Mm-hmm.
Sense,
You
'cause,
keep
I mean,
acting
it's-
like
it's-
little children and assholes. We're gonna stop giving you stuff.
Yeah,
I mean, then people, because like that's what most people who are like this toxic, like that do that kind of stuff, like all they do is like, oh, I'm not gonna buy this, I'm not gonna buy that, I'm against this, I'm gonna do that, I'll take you down, and you're just one person, against a.
But
can't just-
that's the whole problem with this toxicity is like I think, Blizzard, like they made a very, or at least what used to be a very accessible game for a lot of people that may or may be turned off to first person quote unquote shooter type games. Now if you've played Overwatch, it's not exactly a shooter, but it's not exactly not a shooter. But if you're not, if you suck at shooters, then there's so many other different characters that you can excel with. Like Mercy. Like I like Mercy. I hate playing support in a lot of games, but I gravitated towards Mercy as soon as the game came out, and I main her, and Reinhardt, because I'm not that good at shooters. I mean, I play Destiny, but I'm not like we said earlier. I'm not over there in the Crucible just bending over, just taking it. I'm doing my other stuff. But Reinhardt, I don't gotta shoot when I play Reinhardt. I don't gotta shoot when I play Mercy. And even Sombra, yeah, you can shoot, but she's this kind of backlines hacker. But as accessible as these characters are, it's now you got to worry about the community. Now the community's not accessible, so it's the game isn't fun to play, and that's it's just I think that's the biggest.
That's why I think that what Destiny did. That's why I think what Destiny did with the matchmaking. When they took it out, okay, more in order to enjoy the game, and with that risk, I really think it was a calculated move.
I mean, it could be calculated,
Because
but
now
you could be bad at math.
Yeah, no. Oh, it can be bad. It could have gone bad, absolutely. But I feel like they did that on purpose because there's such a bigger, a nicer community in a lot of other games like Overwatch or like any
And
are big like this.
I don't know what Blizzard's doing as like punishment right now. So I have another example of what Blizzard does in WoW to help quell a lot of the not so much toxic, but at least a hacker-based community. So I'm not gonna name names. There may be a person in this podcast that might have gotten banned for botting in WoW.
Huh?
Oh,
Maybe
man,
that
I wonder
happened
who
to
that could
someone.
possibly be.
I don't know, but from what I heard, they kick you in the balls with a 6-month ban and then take every ounce of gold you've ever made.
Oh, that's what you
And-
heard, huh?
But they don't. But they
Consider-
don't get rid of your account completely because you're more inclined to be reformed and not cheat again, but still pay the money and play the game if it's not a permanent ban.
That's like the prison system in America. Like, what?
Well, yeah, but at that point, if
They
so
take everything you have and
this
take you away,
person-
but they don't kill you because
Yep.
hopefully you'll be reformed.
But see, in this case, and my friend, it
Oh, yeah,
technically
yeah.
worked.
yeah.
Because if said person was permabanned, they may have been inclined to just buy a new copy and keep going right where they left off, and then use said bots to regain all of lost resources. But since you were still going to get the whatever back, said person may not have been botting ever again. At least the ones that they can find.
The lesson has
At
been
least the ones that you can find.
No lessons.
And,
Let me clarify. This friend has learned no lessons. He just has better equipment now. But for a lot
okay.
of people, lessons can be
a
learned.
lot of sense.
So I don't know if they're doing that with Overwatch. Like, are they taking and making these permanent bans, 72 hours, 6 months? Blah,
Well,
blah, blah,
I know
blah.
as far as like botting and shit goes, yes, there are like permanent bans for bots, for quote unquote griefing, which is hard to prove, and I think a lot of people cry wolf for just being little bitches, to be honest.
Yeah.
There
Yeah,
are
right,
like couple hour bans or up to a couple of days. I don't know how long it goes, but they're not doing permanent bans. I don't think for griefing. But like I think a lot of people, that's the problem with the Overwatch community. Like I remember, so I go in, I'm only good with a couple of characters. I made maybe 3 or 4 characters, and I know the other characters, but I'm not effective with them. So I'll go to competitive mode and I can play the characters I play with decently well. I'm comfortable with them. I understand how they work. I can understand how they can support a team or whatever. But as soon as, like, I remember I went in with Sombra one time, and because Sombra wasn't in the quote-unquote meta at that time, everybody felt that she was useless, and people were complaining that I was intentionally throwing the team, and I was griefing them, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, no, just because I want to play as somebody that you don't like doesn't mean I'm griefing you. Like, you're just unhappy. But people will complain and do all these reports, and Blizzard has to sort through the shit. And it's like, come on, guys.
So that's not a big problem as much as you'd think it was. People in a game doing that. The sorting and metric system that gets used, the algorithms alone that are used to sort this data are incredibly comprehensive. Warden alone is intelligent when it comes to just reading memory on its own. Warden is Blizzard's anti-cheating bot. It's aptly named Warden.
Josh, is it just Control? Could you hear him?
Oh, did I cut out?
No,
Yeah,
you
I'm just fine.
You didn't cut out. I just feel like you've been quiet for a while. But
Oh, yeah.
we were in some
I'll try and
serious
speak
stuff,
louder.
so I didn't want to like interrupt the whole shit.
No, it's all good. So,
Yeah, see, now
like,
you
people...
sound much better.
Yeah, I just had to move my mic. People being real shitty and, like, because you played a non-meta based character or the meta of a character and they report you, it's based on volume, repeated instances, keywords, all that fun shit. And you'll never, if you ever get banned for that, it will be incredibly rare. Because it takes more than just one person submitting a ticket and being a jackass. Take a lot more. And there's a lot of key phrases that are picked up on, and the voice recognition and reading and word comprehension is off the charts these days. So I don't see that as a big issue, personally. Play who you want. Fuck them. You ain't gonna get in trouble for it.
See, now maybe I'm just being the bitch. I don't know. It just.
Now, who's the bitch now?
Well, for me, it's like, don't call griefing just because I'm playing somebody you don't like. For me, griefing is like, I go back to fucking May again. Jesus Christ. Fucking when like before the game starts and everyone's like looking at each other through the glass because you're about to fuck each other up, and then
Yeah.
the doors drop, and then of course May puts up a
Squad
wall
off.
like
Yeah.
right away. It's like, yo, why? Why would you do that? Like that's griefing. That's intentionally.
See, I don't think that's griefing at all.
What
It's
you're
like-
May putting up
Yeah,
a
it's
wall to
annoying.
block
even
your
if you're not. It's still a functional mechanic, and it's a time block. Like that's not griefing because you can't keep it up permanently. And you
Yeah, I
don't
know,
know
but
for
you're
your,
still
yeah,
like,
yeah. But
we're
for
all
your,
trying
if
to
you're-
bust out the gate and do some business, and then May over here.
But see, say you call that griefing and you report that.
Wait, if that's
nothing's
your,
gonna happen.
is it your squad that
Yeah,
is it
the
the person
May
on
on
your
your
team doing it
team.
to their own team?
Yeah, the May on your own team is preventing your team from even exiting the shit, like on purpose.
I would call
Oh.
that being a dick. Other than
That's
that,
just
I'm
being
not.
a dick. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I thought you were
griefing.
talking
I'm not
about
saying the
that.
enemy team. The enemy
Okay.
team does it. That's just unfortunate. Y'all, yeah, go fuck yourself. But that's not griefing. That's
Yeah.
the enemy May making attack. That's a tactical move.
Hmm.
No, but when your May does it, I may or may not have had an experience with this.
Just a few times, maybe.
Yeah. Just
I
a
fucking
few
hate that bitch.
times.
I guarantee you it was Kaplan. I guarantee you it was Kaplan.
Yeah, it's
Just sit there like,
Oh shit.
yo, I don't know. Every Blizzard game, they have to have some crazy demon, and in this case, it's May. Like that's it.
Regardless, I think we.
Nerf Roadhog a lot, but they don't do that to May.
Yeah.
Yo, first of all, why people hating on my boy Highway Ham? All right, I don't understand.
I
Yo,
hope your
they-
account name is
Who
that.
loves? We
The
all
name.
love pulled pork, right? But why do you?
Why you gotta hate on my boy Roadhog? Oh man.
Road Dog, and they buffing my boy Trash Mouse though,
It's a good,
Junkrat, for
it's a
those of you
good
who
name.
didn't get it.
It's a good names. Some
Yo,
good
I-
alternative names you got there.
Trash mouse.
Yeah, yo, pulled pork and Trash Mouse.
So in culmination, griefers suck, little bitches suck, and toxic environments suck. But what do
For
you do about
show. In other news, Trell.
Yeah, that's
I know you. I'm just gonna let you handle this. Nintendo Direct. Fill us in. What's going down?
Right.
What's happening? Thoughts, musings, anecdotes.
not very much. They
Damn.
touched on a couple of things. Yeah, like well, it's like stuff you already know about, really. What they've been showing was like at the end of the trailer was like Mario Party, not Mario. I'm sorry. All right, let me go through like the games that they went. So they had Mario Party 100. They're re-releasing the top 100 Mario Party games from the Mario Party series, which is kind of cool. And then and it's going to be for the 3DS. They have some indie games
Just for
or not
3DS
indie-
or for Switch as well.
I think it's I might be wrong, but it looked like it was. I'm pretty sure it was just for the 3DS. Because when I saw the video, the trailer, like it didn't look like they had everything. They showed some indie games, which are, to my surprise, are coming out looking cool, a lot cool, or as cool, if not cooler than the games that are actually coming out, like from the Nintendo, like from Nintendo, the first party games. It's the worst name in the goddamn universe, but they call it
Nindies?
Octopath Traveler.
I
Nindies,
think I did
that's
hear
corny
something
as
about
hell,
that.
but
Yeah.
like Octopath Traveler is it's from, well, it's not. I'm sorry, that's not an indie
You know,
game.
you say it's one of the worst names, but you got me going to Google right now. Looking up Octopath Traveler. Hold on now. I mean, you keep going, but I'm gonna peep this.
Octopath Traveler is a HD, 3D, 2D game RPG, made from the same guys who did Bravely
Default?
Default and Second. I love those fucking games. Those games, interesting. Like they have, it's kind of like the same thing, but it looks a lot prettier. It looks like a standard 2D RPG, like if you think Suikoden 2 for the PlayStation.
I'll be
But
honest
you
with
actually
I have no idea what you're talking about.
you've never heard of Suikoden? You've never heard of Suikoden?
I don't play a lot of JRPGs.
classic RPGs where all the characters, like when the characters have a conversation and they all walk inside the main character after they have their little cutscene, and then you continue on.
Yeah, I mean, I
Talk
know
about?
like Final Fantasy
Yeah.
VII
So, like-
did that, like, or a lot of
Yeah,
Final Fantasy games do that.
Final Fantasy VII kind of, but not 3D. The environment is well, it is 3D, and
Was
the
it like that
environment is like
2.5 type kind of thing?
2.5 actually. It's actually what it's kind of what I wish 2. Like I wish they did that before they did 2. Like it puts 2.5 to shame, and it looks really
Yes, they
good.
put
Really good
2.5 to
RPG
shame.
game. You can save up battle points and all that stuff. Like you can save up points on your turn and stuff like that, and then dish them out in one, like dish out multiple attacks in one turn by saving your points and all that stuff. Really cool. And indie games like God, there's another one. I forgot the name of it, but it's like Snipper Clips. Minecraft. I don't like that game, but that's coming back. For the 3DS.
Oh.
Yeah,
Sorry,
like,
I'm watching
it's-
the,
you
the
see,
trailer
you're looking
for
at it now, right?
Octopath.
Doesn't
That's
that look good?
interesting.
Holy shit, does that look good? Yeah.
That does look cool. It's weird. It's like it's clearly 2D sprite, but it's like what do you call it?
it's not in the 3D environment. It's
no,
it's
but
2D
it's like
sprites
it's
and it's
like
motion
where
and
they
there's
do
like
different depth layers. Like remember we had that project in
No,
college
yeah,
where we kind of
bokeh.
had to.
Bokeh.
What's up?
Bokeh. It's bokeh effect. It's the bokeh effect. Like
Is
the
that bokeh? Is that what it's called?
is it, I mean,
I don't know if it's
depth of field.
Well, I know what
DL
depth of field. I'm
DL.
gonna have to look it up. Look, it's gonna hit me at like 2 in the morning. I'm like, damn it.
Wait, repeat that. I was dealing with a work thing. What effect are you
Josh.
looking at?
Yeah, I know you probably gotta get back to
You know
your
more
thing.
about this, yeah.
But if you can look up the trailer for Project Octopath, I'm trying to think of what the term for that. I don't know. Just watch it. You'll understand what we're talking about.
It looks good. Like there's a lot of cool games. There's like Mr. Shifty that's already out, I think. A lot of cool indie games. They made an update to ARMS. There's a girl that's able
you
to
have
blow
Switch?
herself up. Switch.
Me? No.
No, Control.
I have a Switch.
Okay, so you do have. Okay, I just got to play a little bit of Breath of the Wild when I was on vacation. My brother has a Switch. Obviously it was amazing. A lot more difficult than I was expecting.
Or you're just playing regular mode.
Yes, Cottrell. I was just playing regular mode. You want to make me feel like a bitch?
All right. Didn't know. Just had to make sure that you were, actually, I don't know, like.
I don't know. Maybe I was playing. Maybe I was playing the game wrong. I don't
Yeah.
know. Like,
Oh yeah.
I
Oh, that's the funny
exited
thing. Like,
the tomb thing. The cave you wake up in.
the
and
hands
then,
right out the gate, right?
Yeah, well, so you talk to the old dude, and the dude like puts a
They
map,
retreat
like a
into
point
it.
on your map, and he's like, "Yo, go check that shit out, but you're free to do whatever, right?" So then I went left immediately, and literally the first enemy in the game that I come, like not a bokoblin, not a fucking turkey or
Oh.
anything. It's one of
You
those
ran to the-
stone talus motherfuckers.
Yeah, you
Like
ran
that
the
was the
talents.
first enemy
My
out the
boy
gate. I
Talus.
don't got a weapon. I got nothing. I think I picked
You
up
got
a
the
branch
ass.
along the way, and I tried to hit it like a fool, and then
Yeah.
like, you can climb up it, but it just like swatted me. Like like when you see a
Can't
fly
apply.
on the back of a horse's
game
ass, and it
logic
kind of just
to,
rocks it with his tail. Like that's
Yeah,
me.
you can't apply game logic to your first couple hours playing Breath of the Wild. You
Yeah,
gotta,
well,
you
I
gotta.
mean, then
be
I was
fair.
like, I guess after I died, after I got spanked, I woke up again. I went to the right, and I was like, oh, look, a bow and arrow and a thing. I was like, yeah, fuck it, I'm still not taking it on. And then, I got some other weapons and all of that. But, like, it didn't matter. Like, I was still just I talked to some random traveler. Turns out they were part of some secret ninja clan to assassinate me. I was like, I just woke up. Like, what the fuck
Yeah,
is
you
this?
just woke up. This
Like, I
world is
don't-
dangerous.
Like,
What am I looking for in this
damn.
trailer, by the way?
Octopath Traveler.
No, I got it. I
That's-
watched it. What am I supposed to be looking
Well,
for?
do you know what we're talking about?
The
Like, 'cause,
way
like
the-
clearly it's
The way
2D
things blur in the
sprites.
distance. The way things get fade in the distance.
No, I know that's called depth of field, but the fact that it's like layered. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know.
Okay, so the layered isn't. There's not like an actual technique. It is literally just layered. So this is like using the 2D game engine stuff in Unreal or Unity, where they have 2D assets but are still pasted onto planes, or you've got 3D assets that are using
that
low
planar
res to
effect. I thought
simulate.
there was a term for it. Maybe.
No, I thought you were talking like the vignette or
Nah,
Fresnel
your
isn't
boy's
it at
just
all.
tripping. I've been sipping on some of this Lagunitas little something something. No, all right. So Nintendo Direct, showing some promising things. Project
New
Octopath,
stuff
like
for
I want to get a
speaking of
Switch.
Zelda, new stuff for Zelda. They unlocked some going to be amiibo support, and with the amiibo support,
heard,
you
yeah.
can unlock like heads, helmets, and all that stuff. So unique helmets that go with the ancient gear.
Yeah, this
you know,
isn't
just
even
pretty,
the same
pretty like
Zelda game that I grew up on. Like, I don't know, for those of you listening, if you don't know me, I'm a really big fan of Zelda. I haven't played all of them. I've played a lot of them. I named my dog Zelda. Yeah, she fucks up just as much as Princess Zelda
stir up
in
some
the
controversy.
game, you know?
Uh, I'm just gonna stir some controversy. Ocarina of Time is not the best Zelda game ever.
Nah, it's
Is it
Link to the
there?
Past.
Yeah, that's better. That's better than just
Super
Ocarina of Time.
No, Ocarina of Time is a dope game. It is not the best one, but it is one of the best ones. Yes, I mean,
I'm biased.
it's a stepping stone for sure. Like, it
fucking-
needed to happen.
If I have to pare down to something that's old school, and I love Xenogears Skrill.
Oh yeah.
Xenogears
Okay, that's
or
better.
Xenosaga?
That's
Xenogears. Fuck Xenosaga.
Are they the same shit?
No.
no.
That's an honest question.
Kinda,
I don't
man.
know. I don't play a lot of JRPGs.
Kinda, sorta.
Speaking of
Wait.
Xenosaga, that was also announced.
Mhm.
We got to see some a lot of like they talked about the world, what it's like, how it is, where it's from. They also talked about the cast of characters that are in it, the kind of army. It was a very bloated trailer. There's a lot of stuff that they talked about, like a lot of stuff that you couldn't follow on a direct without watching the video a second time.
Will you
And,
need to have played the previous ones to like really enjoy?
Nothing like that. You really had to pay attention to. You just had like there's a lot of it's like an RPG. So there's a lot of countries, a lot of people, a lot of different countries, a lot of different religions and other stuff, and it's pretty deep.
That's actually kind of the hallmark of the Xenosaga, Xenogears thing. Has always been a religious kind of foundation where they dive into a lot of moral conversations.
And that's kind of what it is. Like it's huge. It's just massive. I think that's what they were just trying to show off, that there's a lot to do in that game. The combat hasn't really changed.
Turn-based, yeah.
But I couldn't really get into the details other than like vaguely talking about people that you have three different fight classes. There's two different support and combat, and how they interact with each other and fight together and all that stuff. That's pretty much it. Like it was cool. Like it was a big world. I'm probably not getting that game because it is.
I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry, I hit that mic.
Did you cut out? He cut out for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Can
said
you hear me
you
now?
probably weren't getting that game because what?
Way too massive for me. It's way too big of a game.
Oh, okay, yeah. That goes into a lot of I forget where I was reading about it, but like a lot of games these days, you get this thing. I guess it's being called open world fatigue. It's just like
That used to be that was the thing that was talked about all throughout. Like every E3 for the last like 3 years was like, it's an open world. You don't have to, live. You can just keep playing this constantly. Then was because people were complaining that games were too short, and good thing that games are short and you don't have to play them for 600 hours every time.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of the things. Next thing would be the last thing they showed off. It wasn't No More Heroes. I was hoping for it to be No More Heroes.
Yeah, what's that? Travis Strikes Again? I've been hearing about.
Scott, yeah, and Travis Scott. God, Travis Touchdown. He's back, and he showed a trailer off on one of the conventions that came out pretty recent. But other than that, it's gonna be and Super Mario Odyssey.
Oh, I think that looks dope.
detail.
Like the more and more I see of it, the more and more I want to play it. I don't have a Switch. I'm about to go down south, steal it from. I should have just stole my brother's and drove back up here.
My brother would have done that to me. Yeah,
What's up?
that to me. No questions asked. That game, it's awesome, man. When I first saw it, I was like, "This is weird, man. This is really strange." And then, the more I played it, the more I was like, "Oh my god, this is." The more I saw about it, I'm like, "Damn, this is actually pretty cool." You know, you can.
Yeah, I was like, wait, what do you mean the more you
Possess.
play it? Did you get an early release demo?
No.
My man got the inside
What are
scoop
you
at
talking
Nintendo.
about? What are you talking about? Yeah, it's really good. Like I'm excited. I'm excited for it because like I used to play a lot of Mario when I was younger. I played a lot of.
Well, could be this. I think Nintendo's got a lot riding on Super Mario Odyssey because that's. I mean, like,
That's their game for this
well,
year. That's their
is flagship the word I want? I don't know if flagship, but like
For the
they
year,
released
yeah.
it with Zelda. And
So maybe this is
new
heresy.
Zelda, what's up?
Maybe what I'm about to say is heresy, but is anybody else tired of that goddamn plumber? I'm seriously done with Mario.
Yo,
You know what?
You know what's
I
funny?
don't think so.
Interestingly enough, Nintendo
Oh.
came out with a thing saying that he is no longer a plumber anymore.
Head of leisure.
He's doing everything that's
Jesus.
cool, and like that's in his past life. Like
Oh.
now he
Yeah.
like windsurfs and like fucking I don't know whatever the hell he does. He's Mario.
He just really likes denim overalls and red shirts.
Well, I mean, yo, it's just, yeah, you can't. I mean, it's a staple of the style, man. But yeah, so apparently he is no longer considered a plumber anymore.
Yeah, he's not a plumber anymore. Not really. He just wears the outfit to represent his crew.
Yeah, you got
Oh,
to,
good.
you got to.
Yeah.
You-
Yeah.
Never forget where you're from, Josh.
I promise I don't. I live in Orlando and I hate this city.
You know, just so you guys know, Josh is the only person disappointed that the hurricane did not take out Florida. He was ready.
Oh god.
Whether or not he was there when the hurricane hit, he didn't care. That's how much he hates that place.
Yep. I stood outside and yelled, "Take me."
Problem is, he's so fucking big, it didn't matter.
Do it. So yeah, Mario, big worlds, lots of places that are going on. I mean, this is gonna be weird to say, but I think they're actually going to they're gonna be a thing between Peach and Mario this time because the theme is a wedding.
Well, there's
like-
always been a thing. It's just it's never been reciprocated by Peach.
She was jumping on that Bowser.
Cold-hearted bitch.
Yeah, I don't know. Like sometimes it's Mario and then sometimes it's Peach.
I don't know. What I was getting at was could this Mario do for the Mario franchise what Breath of the Wild did for Zelda?
I don't know because the lovely thing about Mario fans is that they just play Mario. They don't care about what's the best one so far and all that stuff, which is something I really admire about them. They just want to play the game, and like there is no competition. There isn't a is this better? Is this the best one? Is this the
True.
greatest
That's
of them
true.
all?
I've never.
I
been
have
to-
such a hard time identifying with that. That's like someone sitting down
Well,
with.
he's literally the opposite of you, Josh.
Well, I know, but
I
like
can
when
understand
I
why
hear
you-
that statement that Mario players love the game because it's just Mario, that's in my brain equating me putting a thing of blocks with another with holes the same shape and people just liking to do that for hours on end because of the same goddamn color.
Well, no, I think
Like-
I think it's more. It's not they
Kind-
love it because it's just Mario. It's just the idea of the game. It's just like you play as a
gotta
character.
remember
You
it's a
run around. It's never. The game doesn't take itself seriously. You can just
it doesn't take
do
it seriously. There's
guess.
no story. There's no history. There's no plot. It's just platforming.
And to preface
is-
my statement, ladies and gentlemen, anybody listening and my fellow podcasters, I am a horrible cynic about everything because
That's
I find
one
it
of the
funny.
reasons We have him. He's our resident tech expert, and he hates stuff more than I do.
Which
So,
we
like,
need that.
yeah.
We kind of need. No, it makes sense because like I kind of dove
because he
off.
balances us out.
Yeah, I'm the very positive one.
Yeah.
So, what I do, it's funny. I got off the platforming Mario games my last one that I played to death being Super Mario Sunshine.
Mhm.
But what
I
I
never
did
played
get
Sunshine.
into, I mean, a lot of people don't like Sunshine.
That was the one with like, for
the mechanics
like the
and all that
stuff.
jetpack water pack thing, right?
Yeah, because like the weight and balancing of the game, like the movement, and I've seen it in Odyssey. They don't have it as much. Like Mario seems to be a little too agile.
Super Mario Universe or whatever it was cool. I thought.
Yeah, Galaxy was cool. It's kind
Galaxy,
of like
that's what it was called.
Odyssey is more like Odyssey. I mean, Galaxy is more like Odyssey. Like that's the kind of comparison they have. Like they're both. That's how similar they are. Like the way Galaxy felt like where you couldn't jump, dive forward onto your stomach, slide, and like because I grew up with Super Mario 64, so I liked being able to climb towers and all that stuff, dive off of it, and like land of the mission, like doing some crazy
I remember.
parkour stuff. Yeah, like you can do that. And in Odyssey and
I'm watching an Odyssey trailer right now. Shit looks tight.
Odyssey seems to be like a split between Galaxy, because Galaxy, your maneuverability wasn't as big. It emphasized on platforming and less on like
Oh shit! Was
movement
that
and,
the first of
being able
all? I'll need to address the fact that this
Yeah, go ahead.
this city is called New Donk City. That's hilarious to me.
Is that Donkey Kong?
I hope so, because otherwise it's just.
How the hell
donk.
did that get through the test groups?
I don't know, but let me pause this. Oh, okay. So is this the like in Super Mario, you always had like a quote unquote world map, like 1-1, whatever. You kind of like went to different spots, but this is showing like an actual like I guess planet Earth or whatever, and it shows them like.
It kind of is.
Is that the world map?
Oh, the whole dude, your world map is
Like the
world map.
literal
It'd be your little like. There's a ship that you can ride on.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm
Wherever
looking
you
at.
wanna
It's
be.
like it
That's
shows
your world map,
planet
yeah.
Earth and the moon in the background, but it shows like this little ship with a sail. It's a big ass purple ship. You see what I'm saying?
It's pretty wild. Like it's actually pretty. It's cool. It's really cool, man.
It
Like,
looks
there's
cool. I'm fast forwarding through the Nintendo Direct trailer right now. Oh, they got the underwater jaunt. Yo, my man's got a rocket pack. He's like on the water.
They got like there's so much. There's a lot. There's a bigger emphasis on maneuverability and just like doing whatever you want. Like it's really crazy. There's a
That's
lot
crazy
of cool
though.
stuff.
But so this looks like it's weird because it looks like a mix of classic Mario platforming type jaunt. And yeah, John, that's how you know I'm in Philadelphia, people. Jesus. And but then it also showed like, what looks to be some like open world typeness. Yeah, typeness.
Yeah, it's
Jesus.
open. Yeah, open world. Yeah, because you get you collect these
It's like a mix of
stars to
both?
give you access. Yeah, you collect these stars so they can give you access to go to other places. So you can, you can. It's pretty big. It's pretty awesome. It's pretty fun. Like it's a game where you could definitely just mess around and
It
do
looks
whatever
cool.
you want.
It looks really cool.
It's cool. It's awesome.
My
And
man's over here. He's like a fashionista. I've seen him wear like 8 different outfits.
yeah,
in
he's
this
putting
trailer.
on different outfits. Yeah,
My
you can
man's a
flesh.
chef.
You can like.
Yo, how does he have time to do all of this? I don't
He's
understand.
a
I'm
man of
jealous.
leisure now. He's a man
He's
of
a man
leisure
of
now.
leisure.
Remember that?
He still looks like he's in his like 30s.
Yeah. He's
Remember when
Mario.
Bob Hoskins played Mario in that shit movie. And John Leguizamo. Jeez, you know what, that movie? I'm
Yeah.
sorry, you know what? Because you know what? There's people who might listen to this who didn't even know that movie exists, and now they're about to look that shit up. I apologize in advance.
Don't apologize. That's some
Don't-
Yeah.
classic shit right
Don't,
there.
Yeah, that's
it's
some-
classic. That doesn't automatically mean it's good. You know,
I
it's
never
classic.
said it was good. Let's not confuse this.
It's weird.
Oh,
I
man.
went from playing the platforming games because they started to feel a little explain it. Like it just felt like there was a lot of weight to your movements and physics. The physics of your movement was very like fun to mess around with.
I was
Mario,
gonna say, I think the last
Sunshine.
one I played was the Super Mario Brothers that they released on Wii. Like that was basically the old school, like the original ones, but it was just on Wii. And is that, you know what I'm talking
It's
about?
kind of like kind of because in like you know when you like you get up to like you do a jump and like you have to like slow to a halt, like if you're
Oh shit!
gaining
I see
speed
the
and you
wedding
jump
shit
you
you're
can't.
talking about. I'm sorry to
Yeah.
interrupt. I just saw the wedding shit.
Yeah, no, I'm Dude, no, it's fine. I'm thinking they might get to that he's a man of
Yo,
leisure.
my
I'm thinking they
man,
might,
this is the longest romance. Oh shit, wait, Mario come out before Zelda? Look, it doesn't matter. Both of you motherfuckers need to seal the goddamn deal by this point. It's been 30 years. um,
it's weird.
shit. Anyway, sorry, Cottrell, I interrupted. Whatever.
Nah, you're
Shit.
fine, man. I went from that to playing the RPGs.
What RPG?
Mario
Or-
RPGs.
Yeah, like so there's one
What's
my
that
number
one?
one, well, not my number one favorite out of that because one's good. Like there's like really hard to there's Paper Mario. To make Mario paper.
I didn't play it, but I
and
remember it coming out.
explain it. Yeah, that one was Paper Mario, and that was good. The second one was the best. Thousand Year Door was amazing, and the one that's really good, EG. There's one coming out for the 3DS. It's a remake of the first one, and that one is good. The person who composed the music, her name is Yoko Shimomura. She's you'll know her from Kingdom Hearts games.
My man just said that name like what?
Yeah, like I
Damn,
said it
okay,
easily.
hold up now.
Yeah.
Yoko Shuno, what? Oh,
Bruh.
damn, it actually comes right up. What, did it hear me say Yoko? I don't
Yeah.
know about this whole technology thing.
Your
Skynet
phone
is real.
said your phone said, "Oh, word, oh that one, I got you, fam." That's what it did.
Well, I have my
That's-
microphone plugged into my computer, so it probably literally heard me say that shit. Or you say, or some of us.
She does the music for that. She did the music for Kingdom Hearts, most notably. She did Final Fantasy 15.
Yup, I see it. Mario Luigi
theme-
Superstar Saga, Kingdom Hearts.
They have that, and the fighting system was like
Street
very
Fighter 2?
untraditional.
Final
Yep, Street Fighter. Street Fighter 2, but Kingdom Hearts really took her off. Like really took her, put her out there on the map. She's doing the music for Mario and Luigi. The combat system was a lot of fun for Mario and Luigi because they were represented by just simple buttons. Like Mario was the A button, Luigi is the B button.
Okay.
And when you were to get involved with, like, when you'd fight people, like, you could do team attacks. And if Mario was to do something, all you had to do was hit Mario's button. And if Luigi was to do something, you had to hit Luigi's. And you just go back and forth. When an enemy attacked, like, you would press A for Mario to jump on Luigi's head. Luigi jumps, so you have to press B. And you have to time these moves. And then, like, they both spin and come crashing down on the enemy's head. And like, there's really cool stuff. If enemies attacked you, you would actually press the buttons, the corresponding buttons, to counter those attacks. Game got ridiculous. Like, it would get way more intense. Like, they did one in time where you played as Mario, Luigi, and Baby Mario and Baby Luigi, and would have like Luigi and Baby Luigi and Baby Mario would be represented by X and Y. And so you would have 4 buttons to control each character. It was, God, that game was fun, man. Game was good. That game was great. Like, if you just want to, like, actually kind of appreciate it, because the game was Mario platformer games, traditional Mario games, they don't really delve into story or anything like that. Luigi games, they will talk trash. Like, they will joke about stuff. They will bring up, like, things like how, like, they actually treat Mario like the way they've been saying, like, oh, like, Mario's a man of leisure now, right? But now he's like can explain, like, when you start the game, you're in Mario's house. Like, Mario and Luigi are living together. People don't know who Luigi is because Luigi's not as popular as Mario is, so they actually, like, recognize that stuff. Like,
I want to
they'll,
give
like,
a
go,
shout
oh,
out
Mario.
to all the player 2s out there. This one's for you.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
recognize you.
We
know
recognize
that
you.
have been supporting Player 1 since day 1, and you have not gone unrecognized. Not in my eyes. I'm here for you.
They do some, they like the games, those games really went into, like, making Mario, like, tangible. And, like, I wasn't interested in that stuff until they put it in the game. It's really good. Like, Mario and Luigi is a really good game, and I'm glad that
Name a more
even
iconic
though
duo. I'll wait. What?
they shafted they shafted the Paper Mario games, but they didn't do that to the Mario and Luigi game.
Well, I've definitely learned a lot about the Mario, like, RPG world, if you will. It's
I'm
good
gonna
to know
ask-
there's a lot of depth to it.
Literally up until
There is. It's really good,
2 minutes ago, I didn't know there was a Mario RPG world. I just
Yeah,
thought they were
just-
all Mario.
They're all the same,
games.
dude. They're good, man. It's really good. Like I gotta.
Will Nintendo or have they already put the? Because I know like they kind of have like a backlog, like so like, what the fuck am I saying? Nintendo Switch, you can play some classic games, right? With the Switch.
Oh, you mean the classic Neo games? Yeah.
Is that? Oh, is that
Yeah.
what it is? It's not like
Yeah.
old Nintendo games, like.
I can play Breath of the Wild. I mean, not Breath of the Wild. Link to the Past. No, you can't. Like you can do that on your 3DS,
Yeah, but shit, my
I'm
brother
playing
has
Earthbound.
all of them, like, but.
my 3DS, but that's not playing like
I
yeah,
didn't
they
know
not on
if they would-
Switch, on the Switch.
Re-release them and then.
Neo Classic Golf, bro. Once that,
I don't even
Yeah.
play regular ass golf. Like I ain't play golf.
yeah, like I was like, what the hell is this?
For those of you that are interested, there is a new golf game out called what's it? Everybody Golfs. Everything. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Apparently, it's real popular. Like it's like if you're into golf, like that's your shit. It's like I don't know.
Social golf, yeah.
Everybody Golf. It's like there's more than just Tiger Woods out there. I don't fucking know. It doesn't matter. Anyway, keep going. Sorry. Everybody's
No,
golf.
that
That's
was-
what it's called.
That was
Everybody's
pretty
golf.
much it. Like that
Just
was
came out.
that was it. Like that's pretty much the whole entirety of
The Nintendo Direct.
Oh, sorry,
No,
Fire Emblem,
you know
Fire
what-
Emblem, Fire
what's
Emblem.
up? Oh, Fire
Yeah.
Emblem. I heard Fire
Yeah.
Emblem and Fire Emblem, Metroid's Return, or I should say Samus's
yeah.
Return.
Yeah, I'm sorry,
And,
Samus. I'm sorry, Samus. I
yo.
didn't mean it.
That new
Yeah.
Monster Hunter though.
Yeah, okay.
I'm looking
Monster
forward to
Hunter
that.
World is gonna be the shit. Oh my god.
So,
I actually got
what-
someone really salty about that.
Let me
Go ahead,
bring this
Josh.
up
What are you
right
gonna
now.
Josh,
Have you guys
he's
ever
the
heard of
salty
Ark?
one.
Ark?
What?
You ever heard of it?
You gotta turn,
Ark,
you gotta,
Ark,
I think your
oh,
mic
yeah.
is away or
Yeah.
something again.
Yeah. I am. Oh yeah, my mic's not near me. Haha, loud noises. So when you said Monster Hunter, my ears perked up because I am a huge Ark fan. I love that game, and Monster Hunter is like right in that same realm of I'm gonna do shit with lots of crazy creatures, and I'm gonna make armor out of you. Bring it. So I'm all about
I
that
will
game.
kill you and wear you. Like, ooh.
They have
I
that.
threatened my neighbor with that once.
That's good. Oh yeah,
It
that's good.
puts the lotion on the skin. Seriously, because I don't want to wear like some dry ass shit. Like put the lotion on your skin.
Yeah, you gotta do that. There's that Metroid is back. And I'm like,
There's two.
God.
There's two though, right?
Two? What do you mean?
There's
two
two
Metroid
games. There's Samus Returns for the 3DS, and then they're making another Metroid for the
Metroid Prime
Switch.
4. Yeah, Metroid Prime 4. Yeah, they're going in, and I'm glad because man, Samus is there's not that many games that have done what Samus has done before. Samus is a walking Armageddon.
Samus,
planet
it's
she
that,
goes to,
what do they call it?
she destroys.
Metroidvania type shit. You know, it's that shit where it's like there's so many imitators, but like, this is it, man. It's back.
He's coming to show everybody that they've been making trash ever since she.
Well, I don't know about Metroid Prime 4, but Samus Returns looks,
It's gonna be dope.
pun intended here, like a return to form. Like just like Sonic Mania, I said super fucking A. Sonic Mania just came out, and
Huh?
if you grew up playing Sonic, like that's for you. Grab that game. It's $20. Fucking, you can't go wrong. It is like the original Sonic, but they added the good parts of the later Sonics, like the mini games, where like you kind of had to run around like with a 3D figure and like collect some rings and chase something or whatever. Like just the real quick ones. Like none of the later. No one wants to talk about this. There's a horrible.
No, it's good.
They're so bad. They're so bad. Like, look, if you want to play a 3D Sonic game, just play Sonic Adventure.
Yeah.
Anything after that, just throw it in the trash. Buy it from the garage sale, just throw it in the trash. Fucking do them a favor. Don't inflict that upon other gamers. Like, that's just horrible.
There's
But
there's
Sonic
a lot of
Mania
stuff I keep
is
forgetting.
dope. It is like playing the original. Get that, and Metroid looks like it's gonna be like Sonic. It's gonna be like the original one, just improved upon yeah, I don't know.
They did something a lot like they took a lot of things from surprisingly from Metroid Other M, and I liked Metroid Other M. It didn't feel like another Metroid game. It was really but like it wasn't Metroidvania. It wasn't like a Metroid game at all. The voice acting was pretty hard to listen to. Dead inside. I know that she kind of is, but like it just didn't seem. You didn't want to hear it. You know, you didn't want to see her devoid of life inside and commentate on like regular things you can see with your own eyes. And combat was really cool to watch. Like watching Samus do she would do to like regular things. Like usually she's known for blowing shit up. Like she's known for going into a planet, trying to find out what's wrong with it, then finds out there's some big alien in there. Yeah, and she goes, "Oh, this thing's bad," and then she like a fucking rat exterminator, just like leaves the house.
Literally, just
go
resorts
up.
to
Like,
the worst possible measure in every aspect. Just like, you know, fuck
resorts.
it. We're blowing
She
it.
does what people wish they would do when they see an Australian-sized spider. Like she burns it. And you get to see that, like you got to see that in Other M, and it was cool to see them implement that close combat that Samus does games like in Other M, and that was really cool. Like to see that not die out horribly, you know, and needlessly. To see that they brought back L.A. Noire. L.A. Noire is coming to the
Interesting.
Switch.
They have a couple different versions, from what I understand.
Yeah, I don't know which one to get. I want to get the Switch version
Hold on, there's
because I want to get
what, 4 of them or something? Or is it just the 3 consoles and then a VR? Is that what they mean?
You're right. There are 4. There's the original version that's been out already. There's the remastered version for PC. There's a VR version, and then there is the Switch version.
Oh, okay.
Switch
Then I'm
version,
just tripping. I thought I didn't read into it.
No,
I just
there's
saw that
4.
they were releasing
There's 4.
4. I thought
You
maybe
called
each
it.
one was a different type of experience. Like I knew the one was a VR. Okay, so it's literally just one's a VR, the other ones are just the regular shit, except one's remastered.
Pretty much. Like they're all gonna be good though. Like the HD version is it's got new cutscenes and all that stuff.
It's got new cutscenes.
Well, not new cutscenes, but new cinematic angles and all that stuff. Like it's pretty much the same.
I see what you're saying. Kind of what they did with modern Call of Duty Modern Warfare, like when they re-released that with whatever the last Call of Duty game, Infinite Warfare, right? Isn't that what they re-released it?
And they unlocked all of the DLC. I wholly recommend this game.
I would hope they unlock. If they made you re-buy the DLC, I'd be pissed.
Mm.
I mean, I'm not gonna get the game, to be honest. I didn't get it originally. This one's not making me want to get it.
That game was a hilarious game to play.
Well, from what I heard was like
funny.
the subject matter was intense, but the facial shit was just laughable. Am I right?
Yeah, no, that's why. Yeah, like okay, so the reason why it was so funny is because like it's a really well made game, but goddamn, is it hilarious? Like it's like there's so much effort that went into this game. So what they did was they had
it's Rockstar first of all, so
yeah. Oh my god,
credit given where credit's due. Like as much as
no company will ever do again. They took all the actors, right? Like every actor would go through 2 phases. They would do the motion capture with their bodies.
That's a beer. If you're
and in the motion capture room, they would do all their their acting for one scene. Then they would replay that scene where all the facial animation would be recorded. So they would do 2 takes, like one take of an entire scene recognition, and the second one where it's instead of body recognition, it was facial expression. So it was really good because you would watch that stuff not sync up and it do, and a lot of the lines that would be made, like because like you can tell when someone's lying, or if you want to call a lie out, you can prove it. If you don't have proof of that it's a lie, you can choose doubt. If you believe it's the truth, you can get more information, but like you have to decide what it is based on their facial expression. So you'd watch someone go, "Oh, like can I see how what were you are you doing okay, miss?" And the person's like, "Oh, I'm doing fine. I just worried is all." And then just worried about my husband. But then you found out like she doesn't really give a shit about her husband. But like when you see her finish that sentence, you would watch her face shift to where she's just like showing doubt. Like you have to like guess by her animation. So she'd be smiling one moment, Then the next moment she's frowning, looking down, looking to the left and right, like avoiding eye contact. And
So
it
the
was just,
whole
God,
game mechanic, all the mechanics are just desynced.
so goddamn hilarious. Like the game, like there. I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad game because I love this game, but like there's a part where I was interviewing a woman at at her apartment, and I needed to find a guy that lived upstairs, and I said, "Hello, ma'am. I need to. We need to ask you some questions. You know, what happened to Abraham? Was he upstairs last night?" And then she's like, "Oh, I was tending to my cat. I wouldn't know anything about that." And then I chose doubt, and because I was curious, and I had two choices. I could have chose it a lie. I call it a lie and give her proof, but I wasn't sure, so I chose doubt. Oh my God, Cole said, "Listen, you little whore, do I need to get my partner to fucking rip your head out?" Like, I was like, whoa! Like, I was like, whoa! And then he's like, "Do I need to get my partner to drag you into the back and beat you up?" And then she just calmly goes, "Oh, well, okay, he was upstairs. He just I didn't know what he was doing, and I thought something was something was wrong. I didn't." And it's if I called it a lie, I'm sure Cole would have said something relaxing, go, "A proof that he was here last night." Like we could have done that, but I chose doubt, and my God,
Just an
dude,
earful.
Cole. Yeah, and I was like, man, that did not sync up at all. The game only recognizes if Cole's feet leave the ground, assume that he's falling to his death.
So the animation kicks in.
Yeah, so there's a part, and it's actually pretty early in the game when you're chasing a guy. There's a guy that's running away from a crime that he committed, and chasing after him. He goes up a ladder, kicks you in the face, and he's like, "You asked for it," and he's running away from you. If you don't keep up with him, waits for you around the corner, and when you get around the corner, he clotheslines you. Cole running around, they show the scene where he's waiting. Cole's chasing after him, and then the guy clotheslines Cole. Cole screams for his life, like when he gets clothesline running, and he just goes, "Ah!" Like he's falling off a building. It is man, like little stuff like that. It really makes the game like such a genuine experience.
Yeah.
God, I love that game. That game kills me.
Are they re-releasing this for like a full $60 or?
I don't think they should if they do that. There's a
because
lot of
just what you
issues
said right there makes me interested in like checking it out, but I don't want to spend $60 on it.
Don't spend $60 on it. I would call that a 30.
Yeah, if it comes out like for $30, well, you see, I don't fucking know. You know what? I'm just gonna have to look up some fucking gameplay.
You're completely bored. Won't play that game. Yeah, like if you don't got anything, you don't have access to like you played a bunch of games, you're waiting on another game. I would get.
The problem is right now your boy is literally like I don't have a $30 like disposable $30. Like if I'm dropping $30 on a game, god damn it, I better be playing that goddamn game.
You better be playing the mess out of that game.
Brings me to this Steam sale that's going on with Dishonored.
Oh, let's not go down that rabbit hole.
Yo, Dishonored 2 is only $30 right now.
I want that. Oh,
Dishonored 2, and they just released the Death of the
Dishonored 2 is for $30
on Steam right now. 25% off, $30.
That Divinity just dropped. I want to play that real
Yo, first of all, I tried playing the Divinity. I have Divinity Original Sin, the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Awesome game. I don't play a lot of turn-based games. I don't play a lot of old-school RPGs. Like, I played Baldur's Gate back in the day. That was about it. Chronicles of Norath, whatever. This one it's cool. It's got some awesome combat mechanics. It is difficult. It is... I don't know, it's... Maybe I just suck really badly? But, like, no, like, I bumped it down to easy... like a bitch, and it's not that much easier. Like it's Josh, am I wrong? He's gonna be like, you suck. You're a fucking bitch.
You garbage, bro.
He didn't say anything yet. So that's a yes. You're wrong.
No
Computer, you're
words.
wrong.
It just depends on what you're doing and how you're playing it.
I guess I'm doing it wrong then. Like Zelda, like the new Zelda. Hey, go right.
You're not doing that
fuck
wrong.
You, I'm going
Everybody
left.
caught their hands in that game, bro. Like even me, I was playing it and I was like, yo, there's no way. I was just running around. I got a tree branch, and like when I saw a Bookblin, and I just like started beating it with the branch, and it broke, and I was like, huh, that makes sense. Like these should break. These are tree branches, and then he killed me. Yeah, he murdered my shit, and I'm like, wow, like this is crazy. Like I remember trying to like run away from something, picking up a bomb, and then blowing up with it, and I went flying, up and rolled down a hill.
Let me. I need to discuss that.
Game is
As
rough.
much as I love the few hours I played, honestly, I should have. I was gonna play more, but like, damn, Destiny 2 really got me this week. Fuck.
Zelda's waiting for you, man, because like you when this December,
No,
Zelda
I don't
is
have it.
the final DLC.
It was.
Oh, okay.
It was my brother.
If you do get it, the DLC, all the DLC that's for Zelda's coming out in December.
Well, isn't the first one out already?
Second one, the one that really fucking matters, that's the one that's coming out.
Okay. He's like, yeah, nah, the good shit's coming out later.
The first one is Master Quest. They don't flip. Thankfully, they don't flip the map or anything like that or ridiculous. But
My brother
enemies-
beat that shit.
It too. It took a while though.
Yeah, dude. Like,
I have
my
this
brother is
simple-
like this low key. Like he doesn't play a lot of video games. He only plays a couple, but he beats the shit out of them. Well, that's the thing. So he
There's no
got
halfway
Zelda.
point.
Like he has like all of the Zeldas, like all of the like the main ones, like Skyward Sword, Ocarina, Majora, Twilight, all that shit. He didn't play any of the. I didn't either. I didn't play was it like the Choo Choo Train
Spirit
one,
Tracks.
or the
Yes,
Twilight,
I
or
knew
the,
I knew it.
I said Choo Choo Train because I have no idea what it
Link's
is.
crossbow training.
Yeah, or there was the one where you got like 4 different links, or like he's got all the regular ones, and
That one was good.
I remember like I was staying at my parents' house one night, and I had his shit, and I like threw a couple of the games in the 3DS and the Switch, and like I'm looking at him, my man's got like all of the heart containers, he's got all of the achievements, like he just grinds this shit out. I'm like, damn, Justin. He beat Ocarina of Time, and then he rebeat it on the Master Mode where they switched the fucking map. And I think he did it again with Majora's Mask. I was like, alright, Justin.
Yeah, he doesn't play games like
Yo, my
it's
man is
you can't
that life.
you can casually. The cool thing about Breath of the Wild is you can play it casually, you can play it seriously, you can just explore.
See,
you can do
but that's
whatever
the thing. It's like
you
I
want.
don't think you can play Breath of the Wild casually. I
You
feel
can-
like there
you
is
can.
a significant difficulty
you-
curve in Breath of the Wild that wasn't in the originals. Or the
Yeah,
older ones.
absolutely. What was also weird?
I'm having
one
trouble
thing
with
I thought was gonna
bokoblins, man. Like
Yeah.
that's your basic enemy. Like
change.
and-
That'll change. Like you'll. That's the cool part. Like in most Zelda games, when you play them, like you have an imperative to like save the princess instantly. You know, like, you're the princess. I gotta do it. And in Breath of the Wild, you can save her. You can go straight to her and try to like save
that's
Zelda.
yeah, I heard you could. But you know what?
The
I
cool
was
thing
having
about Breath of
trouble
the
with
Wild is like
bokoblin.
you
I
gotta
don't wanna
get
go all the way
stronger.
there.
Yeah, like you gotta get stronger, and like Link's quest becomes this like, oh, I need to be strong enough to actually like give her, and it's cool, man.
Yeah,
Like,
I went to, was it Kakariko Village? I talked to the old lady who, like, apparently I used to know, and she was like,
Impa.
yo, you gotta,
Yeah.
awake the 4 divine beasts and all that shit. But how can I awake the beasts if, like,
you
I'm
catch
just
Nance.
it was so bad. It was so
Catch
bad. Like,
Zelda
I'm just
by
trying to
catching
like
these
get this dude's like. If you haven't played the game, Kakariko Village is one of like first areas you kind of go to after you get the glider. The glider quest is basically to acclimate you to the game and how to use your shit. Then you go to Kakariko Village, which in all the prior Zeldas is like the forest village where that you kind of start. Most notably Ocarina of Time, like that is like your starting area. But as soon as you like do the main quest there, you exit and you gotta go find this dude. And then outside of the village, there's some weird tree dude with a mustache, probably the Deku Tree's child or some shit.
Oh
He's like,
yeah,
"Yo,
yeah, yeah. That
get
guy,
my
yeah.
maracas." And you like you try to get this dude's maracas, but you get jumped by like 4 bros. And then the only
Oh, yeah,
reward you
dude.
get from that fight is literally the maracas. And then you go down the path, and before you hit the bridge, there's some dude standing there like, "Yo, you trying to join this clan?" And you like, "Nah." They're like, "Aight," and then they murder you because there's some
Okay.
secret ninja clan that is trying to kill the awakened warrior, which is your boy. Like, it's just like that was it. Like that was my entire experience with Zelda this
is
week was
hilarious.
just getting
catching
maracas
hands.
and getting murdered by secret ninjas. Like
Yeah, you're just like,
rough.
dude, you.
It was
who's-
real
who's-
rough. And you know what the worst part was? I was breaking pots and cutting grass, and your boy got no rupees. So I couldn't even buy some cool shit.
That's some disappointing homeless Zelda
It is.
shit right
It
there.
was, dude, you are
Yeah.
a vagabond.
A vagabond from like the start of the game, but then when you play it, you become really good. And Master Quest is interesting because Master Quest does 2 things. It does 2 simple things that make the game significantly harder. The first thing being that they upgrade the class. Whatever monster you're fighting, they raise that monster a level.
Of course they
if
do.
he's so if it's like a basic Bokoblin, and is like a tier 2 Bokoblin.
I didn't know that there were tiers, but
Yeah,
that's even
there's
worse
tiers,
to
trust
know.
me. There's
Jesus, so that
tiers,
means I was
yeah.
getting spanked by tier 1.
You're getting spanked by basic bitches. That's what
Basic
happened. You're getting
bitches.
spanked. Yeah,
They, like,
basic bitches.
They
Backhanding
took their
your ass left and
marshmallow
right.
off the fire that they were roasting and just slapped me with it. Just went back to doing
Happened.
that shit.
That's how it goes down. Like that's how it is. The second thing is that if you don't eyes on an enemy, well, if you hit an enemy and you give it like 3 seconds, they start healing.
They start healing?
Well, it's a break. Yeah, like with weapons starting to break, you can waste weapon like durability on monsters that you can't. Like you're fighting one Bokoblin, then another one jumps and smacks you in the back of the head. Then you're fighting that one. The one that you just started hitting is now healing the damage that you just dished out on.
Is there a
Yeah.
system in the game, like I'm I'm complaining over here, but I honestly didn't play it too much, so I don't know. But is there a system in the game that allows you to increase the durability of your items? Hello? Control?
Did he drop out?
Control?
You hear me?
I don't know if, can you hear? Yes.
Okay. Can you hear me now? Am I clear?
Yeah, you're good, you're good.
No.
Damn! So, what?
So what you will find a weapon that is quote on like kind of unbreakable.
I heard the Master Sword could break.
Master Sword can break.
That's fucked up. Fuck this game. Literally
But it
unplayable.
can come back. It'll come back. Like after like a couple of minutes, it'll come back.
So it comes back.
It can go down it's not going forever.
Okay. All right.
Like you're fine. It's just it's
No, that's as long as you don't lose. I was already pissed when I heard the Master Sword could break because like that's bullshit. What fucking master made this? But as long as it comes, all right.
There's actually an interesting reason why it breaks.
I'm sure. Yeah,
you're not-
I'm sure that's some
Yeah,
lore-based type shit.
Yeah, it's some pretty
Um,
cool stuff. The game is good, man. The game is really
But like they really don't have a durability like alteration.
kind of like
system?
it. I kind of like it. Like it's really cool because like you start coming up with some
That just
crazy
seems
ways
weird,
of like
though. Like
the hardest. This version of Link is like the toughest son of a bitch.
this is
out of
the
3 other
second
ones.
one, right? And
So what you're saying is this guy can handle himself comparatively.
Compared to most other Links, like this guy is dangerous.
but this is what in the quote unquote Zelda timeline. This is the second Link, right? 'Cause
No,
the first one
that's-
is Skyward Sword.
No, my favorite thing about this game is that it doesn't have anything to do with the timeline, and I love it. Like
I thought
I'm
it
glad
does.
it himself was like, fuck this timeline shit. I did it for fun, and then you guys made it fucking lame. Like you guys started to like complain to each other. Like I remember I was talking to a fan at work, and she was like, we were talking about Breath of the Wild and how much we liked it and how cool it was. And she was like, my friend said that that Breath of the Wild takes place on the Twilight Princess timeline. I was like, you're a fucking moron. And I'm like, wow, that's your friend you're talking about there. Like, it's not that serious. It's a video game. You know, I don't think it's necessary.
No, like I don't think it's that serious, but like I do kind of like.
Well, it's interesting.
That's just interesting lore
but
shit,
it stopped.
which I like.
But it stopped being interesting when it started to like conflict with what they wanted to create. So like Breath of the Wild wouldn't be able to happen. You wouldn't be able to put Koroks in Breath of the Wild, like the little grass people. You wouldn't be able to put them in that game and then have like Twilight Princess stuff in it as well.
Right.
Like how it wouldn't be fun. Like if you had to like think, okay, I want to make a new game, but now I got to think about the timeline. I got to think this. I got to think about what should be in this. What's allowed in this part. Oh wait, we can't do that because this is when Wind Waker happened. You know what I mean?
Maybe
like it's kind of.
They took this and they kind of restarted it. Maybe the next one will be like, yo, remember that last week?
It doesn't need to be a restart. Just make a good game, and I think that's what they were trying to do.
That's why I feel like Breath of the Wild did a good job because it wasn't.
Was it a breath of fresh air? Hey-oh!
Yeah, I think they did actually make that joke.
Cottrell just ignored you completely.
I was like, I think somebody made that joke. Like.
The game is cool. I like from what little I played of it. The mechanics are there. I had fun like kind of fucking with like the cooking system, and I thought that was interesting. Your boy got no new clothes. I got no new weapons. I got to know dungeons. I was just getting spanked. I was just basic. I was just a basic bitch right around. I jacked a horse from the stables. Yeah, I got like I guess so. After you go to Kakariko Village, you got to go to this. They give you a quest marker after that, and on your way there, you pass these stables, and there's a bunch of horses around. And I saw a couple of horses that weren't in the stables. I don't know if they were part of the stables
or on the side.
Wild horses.
Yeah, they were on the side.
But I ran up to one and it kicked me in the face. That was fucked up. Like literally, like Josh, that's not a lie. Like you literally run up to it and it just straight up, like its back two hooves just rocked me.
Just boots you right in the jaw.
Straight up, and then it starts trotting off. I was like, this motherfucker. So my man Link is like the Usain Bolt of Hyrule, and dude's got some serious speed. And I caught up to this fucking horse, and I just mounted it, and then I guess you give a horse a carrot and it's tame and everything's chill. I don't know. And then what was cool though was like, unlike Skyrim, like when you steal a horse, after you get off of it, like that horse just like it might bolt, it might stay, you know.
Mm-hmm.
This one, like, dude, you could fast travel. Like it was there, it just stayed with me. Like it didn't leave. I was like, okay, I guess this horse has just accepted its fate. I was like, that's cool.
Kind of cool with it. Like one of the things was people were sad that Epona didn't make an appearance, but you can make Epona.
Is Epona not in the game?
She's in it. She's in the Evo.
Spoilers. My man just said unplayable. Fuck this game. That's a short break.
You just asked.
It. Like, why do I care? Like, why the fuck do
you
I
asked? And you're like, wait.
Fuck this game. Yo, is Lon Lon Ranch in? Lon Lon Ranch ain't even in.
I'm telling you.
Again.
Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah,
okay,
no, you're good.
Yeah.
So I think we could start wrapping up a little bit here. Last two kind of topics I wanted to bring up real quick were games we are currently playing now, and we are getting to that time, gentlemen, where we can start, I think, safely making Game of the Year predictions.
That's gonna be hard because if I played,
I know a couple of games haven't come out yet, but we are 3/4 of the way through the year, you know.
Yeah. What? Okay, so I'll let you start off with that because I'm kind of like on the fence of like.
Well, all right. I'll hold off on the Game of the Year predictions. No, I won't. I haven't played much of this game, but I know one of the main contenders. A couple of the contenders are obviously Zelda: Breath of the Wild. hands down, that's gonna be in there. Horizon Zero Dawn,
Okay.
that's gonna be up there.
Okay, never mind. Yeah, this is gonna be difficult. Yeah.
I'm saying, like, game of the year, like those two are obviously contenders.
Yeah.
I
Absolutely.
I was gonna bring up Horizon as well. It's one of the few console games I have been playing, and I do not play them very often. But I don't see that getting Game of the Year. It is my favorite console game. Period. I love that game to death. The art is amazing. The gameplay is great. But
Josh, again, your mic is like far from your mouth.
I have to stick it like right up in my nose.
Just gotta stick it up in there, huh?
Just drive it. Drive it. Never mind. I'm gonna stop there.
Yeah.
But
so,
Horizon,
yeah.
I don't think it'll get it. Not with the likes of Destiny looming.
I don't.
But Destiny
Destiny, as good as
not,
it is, I don't think
yeah.
it's game of the year material.
It's
I
been
agree.
done before. Like.
Before we
And-
dive into the conversation, what are your guys' thoughts on what is going to be, and then we'll talk about the.
Well, like I said, the two off the top of my head were Horizon and Zelda, and I'm sure as we continue here, a couple more. Oh, you know what? Shit. Last Odyssey.
It's
just
hard
came
as Zelda
out.
winning through nostalgia though. Like as much as a Zelda fan I am, like people just go, it's good because it is, and it's Zelda,
Yeah.
and that's it. That's all there is to it, and I don't want it to win for those reasons alone.
No, but from what I understand, like I said, I already played it a little bit, but from the videos I've seen and
Fucking
the
amazing,
reviews
man.
and shit, is like it has the mechanics. It stands on its own legs as a game and doesn't rely on the nostalgia of being. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh,
You know what's sad?
does.
I have
It
Alex's
does.
Switch and Zelda in the next room, and I have played 30 seconds of it.
Well, it's nostalgia, but they do have nostalgia parts, man. They do. Like there's
you
a
have
lot
to.
of
It's
pieces.
it's one of the.
I need to
longest running
actually play it.
franchises.
But...
Alright,
So
so what about-
what are we
what
talking?
about-
Zelda, Horizon. What else?
Definitely not For Honor.
No.
No,
Sadly.
Control,
high hopes
you're
for
one
that
of the
shit,
few
too.
people that still plays.
Play.
How is that game?
is
How alive
super
is it?
toxic.
I know it's
That
not
game-
dead, but like how alive is it?
It's gnarly.
It's alive. It's a game that I really want to do well, but because Ubisoft can't stop shitting on it's really I don't know. Like there's a lot of people. For a while, before season 3, they had a bunch of people that that would show up because the game is coming out. Like before that, you would run into the same person like a lot of times. Fan base is low. The people that play it, the number of people that play it is low. The way people fight in the game is incredibly toxic because it's a hard game. Like it's a face-to-face straight up game, and there are modes that you don't have you can't find players in because they're mostly one-on-one kind of base. Like there are modes like elimination where 4v4, but you face off against one person. If you win,
What?
that person's permadead. Yeah, like it's like a face-off kind of mode, and you don't get people that play that mode because they would rather gank and actually play the game. So it's really the community. It's like half of it is Ubisoft being lame in the way they handled servers and like connection issues, and then
Because
balancing.
that was what, peer to peer
Well,
there.
and there was
and
even
then,
what was that most recent tournament where this guy won off of a bug, and they just let it go.
It was the Raider bug, and they couldn't do anything. Well, they didn't do anything about it, which was like, I mean, I don't even know. Like, could you do something about that? Should you do something about it? I mean, it's your fucking game, and you just
let it slide.
yeah. This is
that was
All right,
yeah.
so For Honor is not gonna
Not
get
For
Game of the
Honor.
Year
not game of the year.
at all.
At
that being
all.
said, just to add on to the Ubisoft fucking up, to Division.
Not that
You
many.
fucked it
There's
up.
not that many.
God damn
Yeah.
it. Anyway,
I missed the division. Moving on.
God,
Not that. Yeah, Division was another one. There's not that many games that came out,
you know what? I feel like there are. That we just suck.
and we just can't remember.
The thing is, it's like
Does Final Fantasy
Lost
count?
Legacy has just come out, and that's getting stellar reviews, but I don't know if it'll snag Game of the Year.
Wait, what game?
Uncharted, Lost Legacy. Sorry.
Yeah, see, I haven't played it yet, but I love Uncharted.
So yeah, well, this one focused around.
Chloe.
Shit. I don't know the women's names. I
Chloe.
didn't play.
Her name's Chloe.
I only played the first two. But they were
Name's Chloe.
amazing games. I liked them.
Chloe.
Chloe and which one's Chloe? Is that the white one or?
I think her last name is Fraser. Chloe from yeah, she's from Uncharted 2.
Yeah, but
Okay.
so hold on. Let me look it up because there's a white woman and a black woman, and from what I understand,
Dean is from Uncharted 4. Chloe's from Uncharted 2.
But the,
and
is
3.
what did you say your name was?
And Nadine. Nadine is the black woman. Chloe
Okay,
is the
so
white
she's
one. Yeah.
what the one of the quote unquote villains from Uncharted 4.
It's not Nadine is the villain from Uncharted 4. Chloe is the hero and a
Okay,
protagonist
and these
from
two are
4,
teaming
from
up
2.
for the Lost Legacy. Okay, well that's been
Yeah,
getting
and it's pretty good.
real good reviews. Again, it would be Game of the Year.
I don't know, man.
I
I don't
don't
know because I'm thinking like there wasn't that many
This
big
year,
games that came out.
Maybe it's just me, but I don't know. Yeah, I'm with you. Like there wasn't that many big.
I'm a big Mass
games.
Effect fan, but that game is nowhere near a
Game of the year. No.
nowhere
Yes.
near Game of the Year.
I
Nowhere
think we
near.
can skip over the Mass Effect disappointment.
We don't want to add on top of that. I think people have already said enough
Looking
about
forward
that.
to Anthem though. We'll see what happens with that.
I'm excited about that.
What was I gonna say?
Yeah, man, not that many.
No, I was.
I mean,
just
we're
looking
only
at
halfway
something.
through, so
Halfway through, dude.
Like
we
more
almost
than
hit October.
halfway through.
Well, more
What's
than
coming out
halfway.
later this year?
I was gonna say Middle Earth Shadow War. It's slated to come out early next.
that'll
year.
have a good chance.
Okay,
I think.
That is shaping up to be a serious contender.
If it's as deep and interesting as it seems, I think that'll have some good legs.
Because the first one is just that was like this. It came out of nowhere, and it was just.
It's just amazing.
It was. It was. Yeah. It was like I didn't even know I liked Lord of the Rings until I played that game. I was like,
Play
I
that one, yeah.
didn't read the original novels. I'm sorry. I didn't. Okay. But.
Heresy, get out!
I know. And you know what? Just so you guys know, I don't really care about Game of Thrones all that much.
Ooh.
I watched it
Oh,
all.
man.
I watched it all because I just
Now,
binge every
look,
season.
man, we're just starting this podcast. You don't need to tank our
Right?
user base
Yeah,
already.
we're trying to
Jesus.
close
The
out. We're
other
not
two,
trying to.
the other two love Game of Thrones. I'm that devil's advocate. Look, I've watched every episode. I use my parents' HBO subscription, baby.
There is no devil's advocate. This shit is watched more around the world than anything else ever.
No, except for football.
Right.
All right, we
So soccer, but you know, the rest
Let's
of the world
not
calls it football.
primetime sports, not part of this conversation. Come on now.
I'm just saying. That's the most watched shit.
When was the
in
last
world.
time any of us went and played fucking kickball? Come on now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so
yeah, you know,
I think that's it. Yeah, like that. It's
there's not that
Zelda.
many
Yeah, Shadow of
games
War.
of the year this year.
There isn't that many because they were focusing on 2016 and they were like, yo, we were focusing on games that are coming out now, not games that are coming like a year from now, because that's been a real big disappointment industry right now, where like when you come out with games that are like, oh yeah, this game is going to be amazing, the game comes out and it looks nothing like the game they advertised, and they're getting people are getting upset about that, so they're starting to be within season of people's expectations, and I think that's fine. I'll take that over. It's gonna look amazing, and then it gets canceled, like that one game, Scalebound.
Scalebound. Yo,
Oh
Microsoft, you
yeah,
guys need to get
I hope
some,
that gets picked up.
some new first parties.
hope,
like
yeah.
you fuck it up.
Yeah,
Um,
like that.
I
that
bought
shit that
a
doesn't-
PlayStation specifically because a lot of the games I play are cross console,
Mm.
but a lot of ones I want to play are only on PlayStation and
Yeah.
Xbox, Microsoft. You can't compete with that. Like I'm sorry, until you get no one cares about Gears of War anymore. Your Scalebound was it. I thought it did look cool. And then
It was
they canceled
depressing
it. Well, there goes
finding that out. Yeah. I
What
didn't
is
like
this?
that.
I keep hearing buzz about this near automat. Is that like?
I can't believe I
hack and
forgot about
slash?
that.
Cottrell
Yes.
Yeah.
did it because I know you
Dude.
played it because you played.
I hear it's really fucking good.
I
may have
heard
it
it was
in other
good
place.
too.
It's good. I forgot. Oh my god. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Nier. Dude, yeah, I forgot.
That is Control's prediction for Game of the Year. Near.
I haven't. I've only played in so much of that game, but yes.
What is it
It
about?
was one of
What
them.
what is the
God,
synopsis?
I can't get into it. It's weird and complicated.
I
and
heard the original was weird as well.
the music, the fighting, the story. It's good. It's good, and it's gonna. That's definitely a contender.
My man
Because
said
it was
it's
Okay.
it was that one I heard buzz about, and then the other one that I hear a lot about in the office, and which I've kind of seen. I've had some interest in because I'm an old Onimusha fan from back in the day. Neo.
Nio. Yeah, Neo. I
Nio,
always get
Neo.
that wrong.
Oh,
Sorry.
wait.
Because that's like
Neo or Nio?
Dark Nioh.
NIOH, the game.
Yeah.
But it makes me feel like I'm playing Onimusha, but put Dark Souls on top of it. You know.
Good.
Okay,
That one is
okay.
good.
I
I
heard
didn't
that
play
was
it as
good.
long. Yeah. That one's
Ah.
good. I don't know about. I wish it was a candidate. It probably won't be.
Mm-hmm. I'd have a hard time seeing it be a Game of the Year runner.
I don't think
but
it'll be the Game of the Year running at all, to be because it just hasn't been getting that coverage. I remember it came out,
Mhm.
it got some coverage for like a week or two, but no one's talked about
No,
it
with
since then.
DLC, but no one really talks about it. It's got like a niche. Kind of like Dark Souls, to be honest.
Yes and no, but Dark Souls, while it's niche, it's still. I don't know what I'm looking to say. It's just more popular. It's
Yeah.
it's just.
I
there.
just keep seeing. I can just keep seeing it pop up. You know.
You know what it is? Is Dark Souls is the game that people are. You have all these imitators like Neo, and what's that fucking game that just came out, Recore or something. and
Neo's not really an imitator,
Yeah.
and if we're
Well,
talking
no, but-
imitations here,
Okay.
Onimusha, let's wind
Okay,
it back.
maybe it's
Neo
not.
is
I
actually
haven't played
fucking
it,
harder
but,
than Dark Souls sometimes.
Yeah.
A lot of people,
Yes.
if you're using the term, so like, how many reviews do you see where it's like it's Souls-like, or it reminds me of Dark Souls, or Dark Souls this? If you're
That's
the
just
game
current gen.
that getting compared to, then you're it.
But so in that reference, remember I brought up Onimusha first because I believe that is more to its core, and maybe even a little Ninja Gaiden.
Oof, yo, Ninja Theory right now. They just released Sensua's Hidden. What the fuck was it called?
And wasn't there a Dragon Quest game this year too?
Yeah.
Isn't that a thing?
Sensua's Hidden Blade.
Yeah.
Hidden Sensua. That crazy mental, like literally deals with mental health, which I think is very interesting. Anyway,
you're
Ninja
talking-
Theory needs to come out and make another fucking Ninja Gaiden
Blade or
Whoa.
some shit.
now.
Isn't Neo made by them?
Ninja Theory? No.
Yeah.
Ninja
No,
Theory,
Neo.
yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. It's made by Ninja
No,
Theory.
not Nier, but
No.
Nio.
Nio.
is
Yeah.
Whoa. Hold
made by
on.
Ninja Theory. And that's what I was
Nio.
saying. Like it's like Ninja Gaiden, but there's like stances,
Yeah.
enemies that you fight. Like it's really good, man.
Mhm.
Like damn, like
Oh,
it's
so
good.
it says Tecmo.
Yeah.
Publisher.
Publisher. Tecmo and Sony. That doesn't say Ninja Theory.
Mm.
Oh, shit. It says Team Ninja. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
Oh yeah. Pardon. What am I smoking? Team Ninja.
My
Is it-
bad.
aren't
That's
they-
also
I'm
Ninja
sorry.
Gaiden though. They did Gaiden. Yeah, they did Gaiden.
No, they
Ninja
did. They
Gaiden
did.
3.
They did.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Sorry, I just had a stroke. Ignore me.
No, wait, hold on. Is Ninja? See, oh,
It is. It is. I just looked up their wiki.
It
It's
is.
all them.
Ninja Theory is Team Ninja. It's not two separate.
Yeah, well, let me go to their. Yeah, Dead or Alive, Dead or Alive 2, Dead or Alive 3, Ninja Gaiden 2, Metroid Other M. Let's see, Ninja Gaiden 3, Dead or Alive 5, and Neo. I think it's got to be Neo.
think it's
That's
Neo.
their most recent. I guess they're working on a Final Fantasy.
Wait, what are you looking at? I don't see
Right
that.
here,
I
I'll
see.
send you the wiki here.
I'm on Wiki. It says
Check
Ninja
that.
Theory, Disney. The last thing they did Disney Infinity.
Team Ninja. The other one that I want to put a small shout out to that I think would be a candidate, and it probably won't be because it's still kind of niche, but Endless Space 2 was really good. Or was
Heard
is
of
a
that.
wrong term.
Why do I know Endless Space?
It's a Steam thing.
That's the thing. Like,
yeah.
the game of the year shouldn't be determined by how many people likes it, but if it's a really good game, that's
Yeah.
what should just.
But that's the problem though. Is it is
Totally a popularity contest.
it is
Yeah.
like because this gets into whole shit like if Player Unknown Battlegrounds, which is
PUBG,
first of all that came out of nowhere and is one of the most successful games. Fuck it, it's creeping on Dota too. Yeah, that's what I don't know, but that sold over 10 million copies and it's still in early access. Like how
Does that work?
yeah,
Yeah,
the
it's
fact
good.
that it's done so well, that's just mind-boggling.
Yeah, that is.
Oh,
and,
the Endless Universe. Oh yeah, I've got Endless something.
And
The
I'm
one, the
kidding,
fantasy
I'm-
one. What's it called?
No, disagree on that. No man's. That made me so sad.
Oh yeah, No
I
Man's
was like,
Sky.
that's it. Nah, just fucking-
I'm salty. I'm real salty. I booted it up after the new updates. I'm still salty.
And yeah, so did I bought it after the new updates. And this, I'm gonna put a link in that Discord for you. This still defines the whole game.
What am I looking at? Oh goddamn.
Just hit that general chat.
Oh, okay. All right. I'll have to. Yeah, yeah.
It's a
I saw that
2 second.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah,
I will
Kapil,
put-
what game did you want me to show you?
What game?
what
Oh, I
track-
had brought up XCOM earlier.
XCOM's doing really well.
I thought we were trying to go. I thought we were trying to close out, man.
Well,
I'm
you
gonna be-
just
I'm
asked me
gonna
what game you wanted to show me. You can show me it later. It doesn't matter.
No, there was a trailer or something like that. You wanted me to show you. I just wanted you to let me know so I can send it to you. Remember it. Send it to you now instead.
Oh no, I wanted to show me that video of that dude.
Oh
who's doing the
yeah,
work in the kid.
right.
It said something and then trying to
Got
make
it.
that just
I got
went out.
I got it. All right. So
All right,
so yeah, XCOM's new expansion. That's my game of the year.
that's
Yeah.
Cottrell's game of the year. All right, you know what, guys? Let's just close this out real quick. I think we've been rambling on long enough, at least for this one. So everybody, we are the Dimeridian Bomb Squad. I'm Kapil. This is Josh and Cottrell. What was I gonna say? Oh yes, if you have any questions, if you have any suggestions, or if you just want to be like, yo, fuck you guys are wrong, you can email us at dbsquadpod@gmail.com. I will post a link underneath so you all can see. But yeah, just let us know, give us suggestions if you want us to talk about certain things, or if you just want to ask us a question, feel free. Thanks for tuning in, and hopefully we will see you or talk to you next week. Yeah.
Hopefully we're all still alive at that point.
I mean,
Yeah, right.
shit.
Take care, guys.
All right,
See ya.
take it easy.